Going live, going live, going live, going live, going live, going live. As an assault to the dead, I am going live. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Griever here, bringing you guys a very injured Griever here, as you guys can tell. Bringing you guys Shuumatsu no Valkyrie, Chapter 40, live stream, live reaction. What are we going to get into today? What are we getting into? When we left off at the last chapter, Shuumatsu no Valkyrie, that's when we got the Raiden backstory. We got the Raiden backstory, and he was like, we are going to go all out, and he used Yatagarasu, the ultimate form of Tippo. And it was some pretty crazy stuff, right? It was, by the looks of it, I believe it blew off like one or two of Shiva's arms. Like Shiva tried to block it and did it blow away all of his arms or just a few of them? I'm not sure. I'm not really sure, but either way, we're going to do our obligatory wait as we always do. We're going to get 5 to 10 minutes into the stream, then we're going to start the chapter. We have Dragon's Rage in here. Says, yo. We have Miss Content saying, what's up? What's up? It's Miss Content. What's going on, man? We have the one above all, the living tribunal, saying, oh God, the fuck happened to you? Well, see, here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. I decided that Raiden was too good to fight that little bitch Shiva, and I went toe-to-toe with him. And, this is the end result. I took a couple of hits, but at the end of the day, I tore his arms off. So, Shiva, he gets the gladiator down, for me. So, yeah. Yeah, I took on Shiva. This is the end result. He got a couple of good whacks in, It's all good. And then we got Elijah in here saying hi. Hi, Elijah. We have Miss Content saying it blew off the top two. Oh, is that what happened? I remember him trying to block it, but he got him in the face or whatever after going through the arms. Okay, so he took off the top two, Jesus. But his bottom third one is already dangling like this, So wow. Dragon Trade said, "Did somebody rip off your mustache?" No, I had to shave the mustache, and I didn't want to look like an Amish person. God, for a nerdy hillbilly at 2.0, right? So I just shaved everything. I had to shave the mustache to get the proper strips and the stuff to close wounds that happened when I tore my lip and broke a piece of tooth. Thankfully, it's my fake tooth. So, because this tooth is fake or half fake. So I need to replace it anyway. So. Dranger said, I guess a bar fight. No, we don't. We are Canada, and we don't believe in not listening to the doctors, so we're still in lockdown. Bars and restaurants are still closed. So, no. No, it was not a bar fight. It was not a bar fight. MC Dude says, hello, MC Dude, what's up? Miss Content says, yeah, Shiva's got one working arm left. Pretty much. One working arm. That's pretty impressive. Thankfully, guys, I am on painkillers right now. So, if I do have to, am spray, more times during the stream, not so much for refills, but to dab, because the more I talk, the more, you stretch the wound and it starts to bleed and stuff, and it's kind of gross. So, if I have to do that, you guys know why. Yeah, Shiva's got one working arm left, yeah. Dragon's Rage says, also, Raiden is a beast. Hope the wound heals. Raiden is a beast. Raiden is more impressive than I initially thought he would be. Hope the wound heals. Yeah, it should. It's going to leave a bit of a scar. Wife's not happy about it, but whatever. I'm already married. Who am I trying to impress with my face? Well, of course, you guys. I feel so bad for saying that. Of course, you guys are so concerned that my pretty face is why you're all here. I'm sure. Elijah says, this chapter makes me sad. Well, no spoilers. I haven't read the chapter yet. No spoilers, Elijah. You keep that shit under wraps. Solo Warrior says, just got here. What happened to you? I fought Shiva. I'm telling you, I fought Shiva. I thought, Raiden, you take a break, man. You take a break. You got one eye, you got burned. Let me take a crack at this guy. And I, according to, as Miss Content will tell you, at the end of the last chapter, Raiden blew off 2 of his arms and already crushed one. So I took on a one-armed Shiva and, I tore the other one out. But he got a good hit in. He got a good hit in before that. MC Dude said he got hit by a car and came back as a spirit detective. Or a spirit YouTuber. That's what I did. Yeah, MC Dude's on the right track. I got hit by a car and... Yeah. Miss Content said, Raiden has exceeded my expectations for him by a lot. Yeah, mine too. I'm really shocked. Because this fight, after the hype of the Heracles versus Jack fight, which is arguably the best fight in Shuumatsu no Valkyrie, it's Adam Zeus or Herc Jack. Like, there's just really no debate other than those two. They went to a more basic fight, not trying to get us super invested, and that to me was a smart move, but I'm slowly getting more invested. Raiden is impressing me more and more. His backstory made me feel, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sorry, guys, if I sound a little nasally, because I'm trying not to use my upper lip as much, So, sorry for the nasally, as though I don't sound like a nasally flamingo anyways, but, And if I slurp my medicine, it's because I can't really, I'm not supposed to move the upper lip as much. It's way better than today. You should have seen it yesterday. It was really bad yesterday. So, Elijah says, lol, same. Dragon's Rage says, on the bright side, you'll get a cool scar. I mean, I don't know how cool a scar going across here. Like, if it was like a bear claw thing going like that or something, or one of the Yamcha. I actually do have a scar going across my eye like that. Or is it this eye? I do have that classic like Yamcha looking scar, that anime scar, but it's so thin, you can only see it in the right lighting. But yeah, no, if it was a badass scar, but I mean, this stupid thing is just going to get in the way of growing a mustache. And of course, it also, because I broke off part of my tooth, it also cut, like, the top part of my lip. Like, you guys can't see it here, but it's, like, underneath. So it's all fat right there, and it's really, really difficult for it to heal. So that's going to be annoying for the next week. Let's see. Dragon said, glad to see people putting respect on Raiden's name. Raiden is pretty cool. I'm enjoying Raiden more than I thought I would, yeah. Elijah says, I like the Kojiro fight more. Because why? Tell me why. Tell me why you like the Kojiro fight more. The Kojiro fight's fine. All the fights in Shuumatsu are great, but I'm curious. Solar Warrior said, but seriously, what happened to you? Okay. I did not get hit by a car and become the spirit YouTuber. I did not fight a one-armed Shiva. I went into a galaxy far, far away and decided, what harm could it do to try the whole lightsaber dueling stuff? And I learned that just like in A Christmas Story, the whole time you think you want a lightsaber and then boom, you shoot yourself in the eye, or in my case, cut my mustache off with a lightsaber. There we go. Yeah. For all you guys think I'm going to tell you the real story. You're friggin' crazy. I'm going to keep up this thing, and it's going to be one of the, those classic, like, anime thing, like the 7 mysteries of the high school or whatever. Like, the 7 mysteries, the clock tower, and the gardens, and the classroom that no one knows where it is, The 7 mysteries, or the 7 wonders of the high school. Yeah, this is going to be the first of Griever's 7 mysteries. We're just going to keep that going for fun. But in case you guys are honestly, like, I won't tell you the real story because that would ruin the mystery, but nothing bad happened. Nobody, got injured other than me in the making of this, of this facial reconstruction. It's not like I'm here on YouTube being like, guys, I think my wife's gonna come back with a phone book this time so she doesn't leave a mark. Like, I live by myself, so don't worry about that shit. Just in case anybody was thinking like really negative, dark ass shit. Nothing like that. I'm just having fun with it. Let's see. Elijah says the Heracles fight makes me sad. Oh, I mean, that's fair, and that's what it's supposed to do. It's emotional investment into the fight. Absolutely. Tenryo says Shiva hype. Miss Kanta says, Elijah, you're very cultured. Yes, that is very cultured. That's very cultured. That's a very cultured statement by Elijah. Elijah says, thank you. How come, though, for liking round 3 more? As this content said, and Elijah says, thanks. Yeah, well, I would say it's more cultured. I can understand why people enjoy Fight 3, because Fight 3 feels like a victory. Poseidon was clearly an asshole, an evil, and Sasuke is our good-natured hero. With Herc versus Jack, who do you really vote for? Who do you root for? And there's so much controversy. It's the grayest fight in the series, and that's what makes it the best fight. Solar Warrior said, never mind, guess you don't want to tell your personal life, I guess. No, it's seriously, I'm just having fun with it. At first, I was just going to tell everybody, but yeah, no, I just think I'm having fun with it. In all honesty, it's nothing embarrassing. It was just an accident, but yeah, no, I'm just having fun with it. Either way, I mean, it'll heal. Leave a bit of a scar, no big deal. Dragon's Rage going, Griever pulling a Zoro, nothing happened. Let me get in the post. I need blood dripping. Here, let me knock myself in the face a few times, just so the blood starts dripping. Nothing happened. Dragon's Rage says, I voted for Jack because you are evil. No, that's the whole point. It's a total gray, gray with an E, guys. Come on, let's spell correctly. It's a total gray fight. Like, you vote for Jack even though he's evil. Herc saved him in the end. Sort of, not redeemed him, but sort of did the most redemption someone like Jack could ever receive. And Jack winning is good for humanity, but then you have Herc, who was such a good guy, probably the only good god. And there's just so much there, and he was hoping to be able to plead for humanity, and it's just like, who do you vote for in that situation? Like, it's just so difficult, right? But yeah, okay, so we're 12 minutes in. All right, so I think we've stayed long enough. Everybody asked about my face, my poor face, and honestly, guys, as Solar Warrior pointed out, I hope nobody's like actually worried or whatever. It's nice to hear you guys worry about me, but no, it was just an accident. Just an accident, nobody's fault. And unfortunately, my face took the brunt end of that accident. That's all. So no big deal, no stitches. I probably should have gotten a stitch, but well, I didn't want to waste my Sunday, so I stayed home and just piled on painkillers and beer after getting bandaging it up, sort of idea. Eating and drinking still really hurts, though. Everything's like sore. Sucks. All right, so let's start the chapter. Chapter 40. All right. So, first page. First page is, of course, dedicated to Demi. Demi is the one who does like everything. Like whoever Demi is, like, I follow the scans on Discord and whatever, but Demi tirelessly does all this work. Like, I mean, I do all my own graphics and stuff, guys. Like the the layout you see here, and my thumbnails and my video editing. I do all that, but that's all average-ish. Some a little more impressive sometimes, but most of the time, 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10 stuff. Nothing super impressive, but I do all my own stuff, but Demi has to do the work of basically a 3-person crew when you talk about it. You got a clean set, you got a typeset, you got a, redraws, and like, there's just a lot of the translating, so you have to understand the language. Like, there's a lot of work into translating a chapter, all by yourself, and to translate it so it looks nice at the end of the day. There's a lot to take in there. So, yeah, Demi did all this himself. Really, or herself. Really good job. So, let's go here. First page. Okay, Ares. Shocked as he has always been. Sweat driven down his face. Ares, once again, you gotta laugh at poor Ares. Because Ares is like depicted in so many, and I know I've said this before, but in comic books, in fiction, in video games, in everything, Ares has always been depicted as like the like herald of the gods' army, like the man. He is the strongest, arguably one of the most powerful, all this stuff. And it's such a twist that in Valkyrie they make him into basically a bitch. Let's be straight up. I don't mind Ares in this form because I find it changes up the dynamic. You have like in Wonder Woman, it's all about Ares. You have in God of War, it's always about Ares. You got in whatever that other one is that had Ares like battle axe was the main thing. Anyways, yeah. So it's always about Ares. So it's hilarious to see him diminished to this point. But he's shocked. We jump over to the next page, and this is right after, of course, the Yatagarasu. And we have Raiden's Timon's absolutely wild blow. Both of Shiva's arms just clunk, laying on the ground, just completely. So Miss Content was right. Of course, I didn't reread the chapter, guys, and I'm a little hopped up on painkillers for the last 2 days, so might be a little. I see the little blue birdie over there, but. At the end of the day, so I might forget some things. I apologize for that. But, yeah, so it was 2 arms that he blew off, and now his third arm is, of course, wrecked. And, oh! Man, Shiva looks like a dead zombie. Like, the face, it looks like he's wearing one of those really, like, bad, ugly masks that look terrifying in a horror movie. Just like, just completely done, right? 2 arms ripped off. 1 arm still usable, 1 arm completely crushed, has demolished the destroyer. Man, flat on his back, and that's only 1 of his 4. If I remember correctly, Raiden has 4 like actual sumo moves, fundamental sumo moves that he never felt that he could use because he couldn't ever go all out. And this is one of them, like an upgraded version with the Voland and stuff, because he can control his muscles and go boom, But that was 1. Now I'm not saying that didn't take a lot out of Raiden, but that means he has 3 more, by that logic. Wow, that's crazy. So Raiden's standing there, bruised and beaten. His whole palm is like emitting steam. It was so crazy. And Raiden's silent. The people cheer. He won! He finally beat him. There's no way this is the end. Lord Shiva! And everyone's like, oh my god, what's going on? Brunhild and what is her name? It begins with a G. Anyways, a Gilad. Anyway, the little sister and Brunhild are standing there. We did it. We did it, sister. Brunhild doesn't think so. Shiva claps his one fist. Though Brunhild is shocked at this. They're all shocked. He manages to stand up. Lord Shiva, says the crowd. And he stands up. And he's looking beaten. Oh my god, Sorry guys, I might not be able to do too many reactions here. My face is bleeding and everything hurts. Yeah. Starting to bleed a little. Alright, so yeah, because I'm supposed to have to talk like this without moving the upper lip. And fuck that. I've already been doing this for a day now. So it's really starting to piss me off. And I have to work tomorrow. So it's not like it's gonna get any better at work either. It's gonna get a bunch of 50-year-olds asking me, like, oh, what happened to your face? Ha, wife didn't like you over Christmas too much. Ha ha ha. What, did you run into a pole? Ha ha. Oh, electricians always thinking they need to look beat up. Ha ha ha. All those fucking, Yeah, no. I can't wait to deal with that from like 35 different dudes between the ages of 45 and 60. I can't wait to have the same moronic conversation every time I pass somebody new in the hall. It's going to be fantastic. Though my wife pointed out that I'm supposed to be wearing my mask, and we have to actually for the most part, unless you're at a bare minimum of 6 foot distance. You don't need to wear your mask unless somebody else is coming down the hall. But she pointed out, well, why don't you just wear your mask when you're in the building the whole time? And I'm like, genius. So, COVID's saving lives here. Oh, am I allowed to say COVID? COVID. Is the stream dead? No? Perfect. Awesome. So, Shiva got up. All the gods of the Hindu persuasion say, Lord Shiva. It's like reading off file number 00000000001. Like, stop with the A's, guys. His name is Shiva, not Shiva. Bah. You know, Jesus. I'm just having fun there, guys. I know what they're doing. So let's see. Oh, it's the little elephant. Papa, it's Garnishi Elefante, Garnishas, whatever. Yeah, the little elephant god. I always liked the elephant god. I always liked it. I know nothing about him, but I always thought, an elephant god. I'm good with that. Papa, darling, Lord Shiva, that's my husband, all right, of course, because he has a harem of wives, because he's I mean, let's be real here. That is a pretty Chadly move. That's a pretty Chad move. The dude has a harem, and they all love him. So, I mean, I've got one wife, and my God, I mean, it's a nice in theory that you have multiple hot-ass women by your side, but the logistics and politics of that scared the living shit out of me. I you know what? Christmas gifts for one woman is good enough for me. I don't need a harem. Any married folk out there will tell you right now, it's like, oh yeah, harem sounds great in theory to a single guy. All right, so let's see. The crowd cheers. Ares sits back. The couch that's arrived. What was that move? Ha! And Hermes, of course, just. Well, you waste of muscles and space. Let me to explain, of course. But Ares says, it blew Shiva's arms clean off. Zeus, I mean, Zeus used to something like that, you know. Zeus like, yeah, Adam's eyes of the Lord could have done that. Since he took a pretty hefty blow. And I think we're sort of seeing like look at Zeus's chin, just completely like, yeah. If Shiva hadn't put his guard up, it would have smashed his head to bits for sure. And Ares is like, really? And Zeus says, anyhow, the heel of that human's palm is it useless now? Let's see. Sent out such a powerful shockwave, and we're seeing everybody shocked, that it even held back sound. So it broke the sound barrier. That's pretty impressive. But I mean, moving faster than Zeus in stop time is a little more impressive. All right, let's stop doing the comparison. We all know that until we get like Odin in this bitch, Adam was likely going to be the strongest human. Maybe somebody like King Leonidas or somebody like that. But Adam is probably going to come out on top as probably being the strongest human. As Brunhild says, this is my trump card on the list. Zeus or Odin is likely the strongest on the list as well. So, yeah. So, comparing, that's one thing I've noticed. A lot of people, I watched some videos over Christmas break, a lot of people making videos about the fights. My biggest problem was people were not ranking the fights on the fights. People were comparing the fights. Like, people were shitting on the Lubu versus Thor fight because all the other fights were better. I'm not saying the other fights weren't better, but the Lubu versus Thor fight you didn't have that context when you read the first fight, now did you? Someone watching the new anime coming out is not going to have any knowledge or context on the next matchups, the next fights, and how they went down. So when they say Lu Bu versus Thor, assuming it's well animated, they're going to be like, this shit's awesome, just like all of us were. So when I make my fight theory or discussion videos, it's going to be about the merits, the pros and cons of that fight. It's never going to be a comparison thing. I'm just doing the comparison thing here for fun, but people actually take it seriously and they trash on the first fight because it's not Zeus Adam. And I'm just like, guys, it wasn't a bad fight. So he said, it stopped sound. Aries says, a human can do that. See, I don't want to make, after I just had that whole spiel about comparisons, but once again, did Adam not show that humans could basically do anything? I mean, you could say Adam's the exception, but look at what Lu Bu did, and look at what Sasuke did, and look at what Jack the Ripper did. At this point, Ares being surprised that a human could break the sound barrier makes no sense. Well, it held back sound. It didn't really... It sounded a powerful shockwave that it even held back sound. You could argue that's not really breaking the sound barrier. Well, I guess the logistics are there. Hermes says, it's true Shiva wouldn't die from that, but nonetheless, Hermes confident that even if Shiva got his head blown off, he wouldn't die, because Zeus just said, and we can take this verbatim, I'm going back, if Shiva had not put up his guard, it would have smashed his head to bits, for sure. This is from Zeus. Nobody argues this. But then Hermes says, it's true that Shiva wouldn't die from that. However, we'll go to the next page here in a minute, but does that mean that if Shiva literally, like dust, was his head, he wouldn't die from that? How the hell do you kill a god in this damn bitch? I mean, I know I've seen Poseidon die, and I've seen Heracles nobly sacrifice himself when he could have killed Jack. I've seen this happen. But, seriously? What the hell? Alright, either way, we're going to jump into the chat right quick, and we're going to see how the stream's doing, make sure everything's still live. That would be awful if the stream died. So let's jump in here. And let's try to catch up here. Oh wow, yeah, I guess I do need to catch up. Sorry about that, guys. I'm a little under the weather. One says, can't wait to see your reaction. You're seeing it, brother. Miss Content says, Demi does God's work. Gets right on translating as soon as the scans come in. Yeah, Demi, no, Viv is great, by the way, guys. Don't shit on, well, nobody's shitting on anybody, but, Viv is amazing and stuff, but Demi does do a crap ton of work. Just all the extra hours put in just must be insane. Dragon said, which moment in the record right now are you most excited to see animated? Well, considering that I believe that it's going to be the first three fights, because it'll be poetic, and season 1 on the end of humanity's first victory, I think my most excited animated moment. You know what? It'll be some of the entrances, really. It depends on how well the fights are animated. Sasuke's twin sword style, doing Nitoryu, that will be really cool. Of course, the Adam, some of the attacks that Adam and Zeus did, the brawl, depending on how they handle that, the JoJo style that the Adam fight was at the end. Thor and Lu Bu's clashes. There's so many. Actually, one of the moments I'm really looking, as I said, is the entrances to these characters, but also Brunhild and how they're going to handle the reactions. Are they going to do a still image of her just going, like the manga panel? Are they going to animate her face twisting, like that whole, the Grinch smile going, mean, awful Grinch, you know? Are they gonna animate it like her losing her shit into these really like hentai level faces? Are they gonna do that? Because that would be, yeah. Chubb's in here with my YouTube channel, says, fuck Ares. Ares is a mega bitch. I know Ares is a mega bitch, but it's hilarious because in every other work of fiction, he's usually the Greek god people take. If you don't take Poseidon, Hades, and Zeus, they go to Ares. Ares is number one on everybody's list. It's never Athena. It's never, Dionysus. It's never Hermes. It's always, so it's nice to see. Solar Warrior says, as Miss put it, Ares saw Adam. He should not be surprised at this point. Yeah, exactly. Or did Miss say that or me? Pretty sure I said that. But yeah, you saw Adam. So, I mean, really? Miss might have said it in his review. He probably did it too. Said, once the fight is over, I'd recommend reading back through all of it in like one sitting. It tends to give a better view of the fight than reading it month to month. Absolutely. Actually, I was planning on rereading Valkyrie in the new year just to make sure I was all caught up and I didn't forget any details. Like, I just read the One Piece Chapter 1000 thing, but no spoilers in the chat in case anybody hasn't. I was just super worried about being spoiled. Being a YouTuber, having to go on YouTube and seeing thumbnails and stuff. So I ended up having to do my live reaction recording with this face. And it was the same deal. It really was. It was sort of like, you know what? I think I might have missed something. I think I got to reread part of Wano just to make sure of certain details. But either way. Yeah. So, let's see. Everyone's saying gear. Miss Chubb says gear. Miss Kunta says goal. With the accent, I don't know how to say it. I'm sure it's not goal, but I'm just gonna say goal. With the two little dots and everything. Gear was a mistranslation. Oh well, that's the one that I recognize. But yeah, that's fair. Miss Kunta says ganache. Oh yeah, ganache. I'm probably saying that wrong too, guys. My pronunciation is shit. I bitch at everybody for not using English properly, but I can't pronounce it. I can spell it, and I can tell you what's right or wrong, but I can't pronounce a word that I'm not used to. So it's irony. The one says, I saw a documentary of a guy with like 7 wives and a lot of kids. Well, he's either really happy or really poor, one or the other. Chubb said that is one strong-ass couch. That couch is made out of Adamus, the form that Zeus took, ironically named Adamus to fight Adam. But that diamond form, that couch is space-time continuum level. Solar Warrior says sound usually goes around 700 miles per hour. I know, but it said it held back sound. Not that it broke through sound, but it held back. The translation just a little off. But I'm taking it as it was so crazy that you didn't hear it. I think he means that the shockwave did not allow the sound of the crowd to reach those two at the center, not that it broke the sound barrier. Either way, it was super crazy. A human should be able to do it, and it was awesome, right? I took it as the crowd didn't even hear the smack. They didn't hear the blow. The shockwave was like those bombs in Jango Fett's thing in Star Wars Episode 2, and now spoiler alert for Mandalorian Season 2, they're back out of the slave. They go, and when they first explode, they don't make a noise. It's silent, and then boom, it's that. It's so powerful that the thing just, and no sound. That's the way I took it. That the crowd didn't hear a sound. That's why the crowd's all blacked out in the panels. I could be wrong. Either way, it doesn't matter. It was impressive. So the warrior says, where? I thought that to what was just saying. Yeah, Dragon's Rage said, since Shiva became two-handed, he became one-handed. Doesn't that mean that technically make him more human? Is the author trying to tell us something about symbolism? He's got one arm that's completely crushed. I call that one-handed, man. Miss Content says it blew away all the sound in the arena. Right, that's what I thought. Like nobody could hear a thing. Chubb says, every fight in Valkyrie is great, even Lu Bu versus Thor. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. But the videos that I was watching over Christmas break, people were doing comparisons rather than just showing the merit of each fight. Like, instead of reviewing Lu Bu versus Thor, here's what was good, here's what was bad. They would say, well, this wasn't as good as Herc versus Jack. This wasn't as good as Adam versus Zeus. It's like, this is the weakest fight in the series. Like, you can open with that and say, maybe not everybody's favorite fight in the series. However, here are the good points about it. Like, why are you making a review about a fight if you're just going to shit on it and compare it to everything else that's better? Like, you know, I don't get that. I don't get that. Solo Warrior says, at Dragon's Rage, I mean, he is one-handed since his other hand is just hanging, just barely connected. That's what I said. One said, to be honest, I would not consider Adam a human. He's file number one, man. He is the human of all humans. Go check out my video, Reality versus Ragnarok, the Adam one. It's actually doing quite well. In that video, I explained that Adam is actually a term that has been used synonym with the Earth itself and mankind or humanity as a whole. So it's very interesting that you bring that up, that you can barely consider him human, because he's basically mankind as a unit. He's like the equivalent of it. It's very interesting. Anyways, promote. Zeus was talking about it. If he had not blocked it, he would have died. That's what I'm saying. Zeus is talking about it. If he had not blocked it, he would have died. But Hermes, okay, wait. It's true Shiva wouldn't die from that. Okay. Yeah. You're right. I thought that, because they were talking about the attack, I thought Hermes was referring to Shiva wouldn't have died from that anyways, but no, one is right. The way Hermes is saying it is that Shiva wouldn't have died because he put his guard up, as you know. Okay, yeah, I'll accept that. Dragon's Age said, fair point. Ductaro's in here. What's up, Ductaro? Says, the translation kind of weird, so some things are going to be weird. So far, I haven't found a problem with the translation. One says, and Hermes says that he would not have died thanks to blocking the attack. Yeah. This content says, I think he meant taking the hit when blocking wouldn't kill him, and I'm basically the local Shiva stan. Yeah, Shiva stans. Guys, why are you Shiva stans? What has he done or proven? His backstory just shows that Rudra was cooler. You know, Shiva was just a random dude who just wanted to go punch people, and like, I don't know. Shiva was... I don't like Shiva. I really don't. I don't like Shiva at all. I mean, I shouldn't say... I don't dislike him. I don't like him. You know, like, I don't hate Shiva, and I don't dislike Shiva. I don't have anything yet to like about him. You got 4 arms. Looks weird. You got eyes that don't do anything. Fantastic. Like, all your fights were off screen against way cooler gods, and I'm just not that impressed with Shiva. Let's see. Dragon's Rage said, and I'm basically the local Raiden stand. Nice to meet you. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of that. Right now, I'm hoping Raiden wins, but I think 3 humanity victories in a row is just so unlikely. But the way it's going, that might be the case. But, see, here's the thing. If humanity wins this fight, there's no way the gods lose the next one. So you almost have to let the gods win this fight. Shiva almost needs to win so that the next fight is unpredictable. There's no way, because there's no way humanity is going to win 4 fights in a row. There's no way. There's just no way. That is too... No. They can win 3, but if they win 3, the next one's got to go to the gods. So in this way, Raiden almost has to lose, at least the way that I'm viewing it. It doesn't have to. I keep saying have to. Nothing has to happen. Humanity could win the next fights. The first 2 fights were the only wins. The gods will get the whole series. I don't believe that, though. Do you guys believe that? So that's why I say if I have to. You know. Oh, God, my face hurts. Well, painkiller ain't kicking in yet. All right. So, Solar Warrior says, no, I'm sure every god can only take slightly more damage than a human without dying from everything I've seen so far. So if Shiva's head was blown off, he would have been dead. Yeah. So we already discussed that. Yeah, that's my mistake. I misread basically what Hermes was talking about. And I was like, oh, no, wait, what the hell? And but then again, we did see Zeus's head go, like the Exorcist style. So, I mean, maybe. More damage as an injuries to their bodies. I mean, yeah, Solo, you're absolutely right. Ares is kind of a bitch in actual mythology. Yeah, well, he's not really a bitch in that he's a bitch in the personality sense. He's still like he's still pretty powerful and still pretty badass in different tellings. I do know enough about Greek mythology to know that a lot of people say that, but I mean, you could also say that Zeus is also a bitch because he's like, instead of just going down and, well, like, in the end of the day, Zeus, like, rapes women at the end of the day. He just literally, like, deceives them and rapes them. So, I mean, Zeus is not exactly the nicest dude either. He turned into a goat once to do it. I mean, Jesus. Dragon's Rage says, Brunhild's facial expressions are great. Hope the anime does it justice. Exactly. They might, and if they do a still shot, it'll be all right. As long as the quality's there. I'd like to see some animation from the crazy, all those hentai faces that she makes. Solar Warrior says, Miss said it in his most recent review. That's what I was referring to. Oh, yeah. I haven't checked out Mist's review yet. I will later because, of course, I haven't reviewed this yet. Dragon's Rage says, guys, this is only Raiden's first attack. Good God. No, it's his first real attack, you mean. He's attacked. This is his first real sumo attack. Miss Content says, dude's just cool. Miss Content says, you're ambivalent. Okay. I should, what? Okay, maybe the painkillers are kicking in. I know this word. I know how to say it. I'm gonna, you like the guy. All right. I'm all weirded out. Now you're seeing not only drunk Griever, but drugged up Griever. Actually, this is only my third beer. I haven't had very many today. Because I do have to work tomorrow. But, yeah, I think it's the painkillers finally kicking in. I'm not usually a pill popper, but I was literally on the couch, like, going, like I couldn't move my face. Everything was sore. I felt like smashing my teeth out with a hammer. So I loaded up a couple of painkillers. But I don't take pills. Like I never even take Tylenol or Advil, guys. I'm not a pill popper. I've probably taken about a dozen pills in my life total. So I'm not a pill type of guy. So I think for that reason, when I do take them, they make me way more wonky. Body's not used to it. Chubb says, man is still salty Shiva wasn't a female. I mean, as I said, let's be real here. The Shiva designs in Final Fantasy look nicer than the Ragnarok one. Let's just be honest with ourselves, Chubb. Let's be honest. I would rather I summon a Guardian Force and she comes out in a diamond dust of brilliant ice sculpture with the, looking like the Twi'lek mixed with a mermaid look. I mean, I'm there for it. I'm there for it. Final Fantasy VIII knew what they were doing with Shiva. Just saying. I'm there for it. She was waifu material, and now she's this bitch. So, anyways, one says, yeah, but that's Zeus. Yeah, that's true. Dragon's Rage says, a draw would make the next match unpredictable, so it makes sense for a draw to happen. I thought that the only draw yet, I thought the draw would be Herc versus Jack. I don't think the next chapter or the next fight is going to be a draw. If it is a draw, this seems like an odd fight to do it. It really does. You know, it really does seem like an odd time to do a draw. So, not that it's not possible, but Chubb said Zeus is really fucked up. Yeah, he is. One says only good guy in the Greek mythology is Hades. He's a nice guy to be around. Actually, he's not a bad guy. Well, all right, you said guy because Athena is actually really nice. Athena's not bad. Athena doesn't really do a whole lot of bad shit. Athena's not bad. Doctaro says Ares is the god of violent war, so he's bound to be a musclehead in most interpretations. At least it has been a notable personality here. But not everybody can be a badass. Exactly, Doctaro. Exactly. Doctaro is basically saying exactly what we were talking about. Is that Ares is generally considered. It's sort of like once again. What do you picture when you picture the Christian God? Does he look like Zeus? Because he should. Because that's the depiction that the church has given us for years. Because he stole it. But but nonetheless, that's what you think of. If God was a skinny an overweight Latina woman with blonde hair. Nobody has ever depicted the Christian God looking like that. You know? But because it just goes against everything, absolutely everything, right? Like, but it doesn't mean it couldn't be the case. That's why I like Shuumatsu no Valkyrie. I say that outlandish like comparison to say that Shuumatsu no Valkyrie takes like the stereotypes of these gods, utilizes some of them, but then goes all out with different interpretations and goes, you know what, this is what I'm doing with this god, or hey, this is what I'm doing with this god, or hey, this is what I'm doing with this human, you know? Like, it's a very, very filled with poetic license, and that's not a bad thing. I really like the way some things fit the stereotype, and other things they just go, boom, forget everything you know about this god, forget all the legends, forget all the myths, forget all the writings, we're going in this direction. And I like that. I really do. Solar Warrior said, bitch is as in seeming weak, not a shitty guy. If we're going with shitty personality, then nearly every god. Yeah, pretty much. Solar Warrior, god, not god. Chubb said, gonna be honest, looked up the Final Fantasy design and it's pretty ugly. Final Fantasy VIII. I mean, I know it's pixelated, man, but it's a hot blue-skinned woman. Hot blue-skinned woman. For a young, impressionable boy growing up in his adolescence, wearing no clothes. This... Chubb. Next is going to tell me Vincent Valentine doesn't look cool. And then Cloud is so much more cool than Squall. What's wrong with these people? Oh, Titus is the best Final Fantasy hero ever. My God. Or that you don't cry at the end of Final Fantasy 15 because every man knows how to cry at the end of Final Fantasy 15. Let's see. Dr. said, have you seen the fighters' designs revealed outside of the manga? No, I think I saw a rough sketch of Simo, whatever, the sniper thing that everybody's like got a hard on for, but I don't. One said a couple things, retracted. Solar Warrior said, no, Athena is bad. A girl got raped by Poseidon, so for not keeping her virginity, Athena turned her into the Medusa. I mean, yeah, she did do that, but she also blessed a lot of heroes. Like, I'm saying, okay, so she let one woman take the brunt, but she saved a lot of other people, so I mean, bad god, I meant, said Solo. I mean, yeah, that's a whole argument thing. Dragon Trade said, Griever, would you pray to Dionysus? Dionysus. Yeah, maybe. I mean, he is the god of wine and drinking and good things. Yeah, we're dropping viewers, though, here, guys, so I gotta really get through the chat and get back to the chapter. Dionysus got a wine and booze, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he is. It's awesome. One said, Athena cursed Medusa for getting by Poseidon and basically said, if you were not so beautiful, you would have gotten... I mean, remember... Okay, once again, we're not going to go on a thing here because I got to get to this chat and get back to the video and my face fucking hurts. But at the end of the day, remember, different times, applying 2020 standards to things that happened 2,000 years ago is never going to fly. Everybody's great-grandparents were evil people, okay? Everybody's great-grandparents in 2020 were evil fucking people by 2020 standards, okay? They didn't accept anything but heterosexuality. They didn't accept friggin' anybody of different races or ethnicities. They didn't accept other languages. They didn't like women, or they liked women too much, the way you want to look at it. Literally, great-grandparents of everybody in this chat were horrible people. But do we all judge them on that? No, because it was the times. It's not their fault. We have an extra couple century. We have a century, or at least quite a few decades of progression in society, taking 2020 standards and trying to judge everybody from 1876 is never going to work. Everybody's going to look like an asshole. So, yeah. Dragon's said, I feel bad for the Medusa. Yes, nowadays we feel bad for the Medusa. Of course we do. But then she takes it out on 1,000 different people. So, okay. Yeah, she was cursed by a god, and instead of trying to once again, the Medusa is also, it's like you got the Minotaur, you get the Medusa. There's a lot there. I'm not gonna unpack everything here. I'm probably gonna get canceled. Let's see. One says, for real. Miss Content says, you saw the Quinn design? They revealed that early. I did? Okay. One says, my great-grandmother is still alive. Is she really? Well, happy birthday. Happy birthday to the great-grandmother that's still alive. Actually, one of my best friend's great-grandmothers is still alive, and now she has great-great-grandchildren. So that's crazy. But I dare you to go up to your great-grandmother and talk about asexual and trans people and see what her opinion is. Seriously. That's what I'm saying. You might not even need to go that far. You talk to her about homosexuality. That's what I'm saying. I'm sure your great-grandmother's a good person. That's what I'm saying. Is that judging her based on views that she grew up with, if she is your great-grandmother, I'm assuming, unless you guys all had kids when you were 15, then I'm assuming she was born, before World War I. The world was a much different place, and her values and what she learned growing up in that time period can't be judged by us 2 to 3 generations later. That's not fair to your great-grandmother. That's not fair to anybody. So we can learn from those mistakes and be better, but we can't judge people from hundreds of years ago. It's not fair. Solar Warrior says, well, no one who looks at her becomes stone because of her curse, whether Medusa wants it or not. Yeah, I mean, that's true, too. All right, so one says, she does not really care, to be honest. Showed that when my cousin came out as a lesbian. Yeah. Anyways, getting off track here. I know what you're trying to say. I know what you're pointing out, and some people might be open-minded as hell. Look at Betty White. I mean, she's going on like she's going to be 100. But I'm saying that the prejudices of that generation and stuff cannot be, and stuff. Is it fair to judge them based on our standard? It was my point. Not that every single person was. It was a generalization. But I do get your point. Maybe your grandmother is the most progressive woman on the face of the earth. Your great-grandmother, sorry. Maybe she is the most progressive person. Maybe she's so progressive that when we come up with stuff in 2035, she'll be like, yep, no, I was there first. Maybe she'll be at the front of that picket line. I don't know. I'm just pointing out that in general, there was a lot of our great-grandparents that probably didn't do some very nice things. Miss Conta says, your great-grandparents may be really nice, but you'll need to keep them tied up if you ever mention illegal immigrants. I mean, that's true, too. That's very true. Yeah, I get your point, and also agree on it. Says 1. All right. So, let's get back to the chapter, guys. Holy shit. We've been at this for too long. All right. We're getting back to the chapter. I'll read the chat. Jesus. How many pages are left? Oh my god, I'm only 10 pages in. Alright, so Shiva spits out a few teeth. He seems to have taken some considerable damage, is what Hermes says. No shit! 3 arms gone, and you call that considerable. It's a lot of damage. Alright. Shiva says, shit, I can barely stand. Holy crap, really? Keep it up, Raiden. Put that stupid god in the... Huh? Shiva looks shocked. The crowd looks shocked. What's going on? Oh, it did a number on Raiden's body. I called that. I called that before. I said, oh, is his hand unusable? Did this hurt him? Is he going to take some backlash? Wow. But shouldn't the Volend help with that? Because the Volend, well... See, once again, the Volend does not help with physical characteristics. I refuse to believe that. The Jack thing was bullshit. But here, yeah, this would make sense if that was not the case, because the Volend, in Raiden's case, is helping him finally control his muscles. But I thought his muscles were insane. All right, I need an explanation here. Before I make any assumptions, let's just go. That looks painful as hell. Brunhild, stand there. And goal. What's wrong with Raiden? Recoil. Yeah, it's like double edge or something in Pokemon. Recoil. It's recoil damage. Recoil, moving his muscles at that level of speed, places an abnormal level of strain on Raiden's system. His body can't handle it and is starting to break down. But I thought Raiden's like muscles were the thing that were like so strong that they could never break, sort of idea. But I guess, yeah, they're tearing at him, and we're getting like this muscle bound version of him, like, you know, with all the, what is it, like the anatomy, the muscle anatomy, sort of skeletal structure showing, and we see all the tears in his muscles from using that attack. So he's taking the recoil from overusing basically his muscles and the Volend. Well, if that's the case, then I'm going to go off on a limb here, ladies and gentlemen, and say that my opinion that the Volend, that the fan theory is that the Volends give everybody like a boost. Like if you start out with a basic RPG character, strength 12, constitution 12, wisdom 10, all that shit, that it jacks those all up. I'm going to say that that's not the case, because if Raiden with his body plus the Volend did that too, I doubt this would have torn his muscles like this. Holy shit. But once again, it's not confirmed or denied, so we'll just have to keep going. My god, he took a beating. Great, just as I got back to the chapter, I'm going to need another beer soon. Alright, we'll try to get through we'll try to get at least to the halfway point before I go for a break. I really got to fix this too. I think it's bleeding again. Thrud's muscle, that's the Volend girl, the Valkyrie. Thrud's muscle Mawashi, is barely holding Raiden's body together. Okay, so it's trying to hold the body together. It's a miracle he can even stand right now. And Brunhild, of course, is freaking out. She's got like a split personality. She goes from confident to crazy. She's nuts. No way. Raiden, he can't keep this up. He can't keep this up, yo. His intestines have already taken a beating. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus. The artistry here. The perilous Rishiki's muscles are crying out in pain. Oh, so now the Volend is trying to keep his body together. He's moving forward. Oh, and we're seeing... Is this the first time we're seeing a Volend speak? Like, I don't mind this because we're seeing... Because I don't think it would have helped in other fights. But I always wondered this. Like, now that the Volend has become a part of him, can he still speak to the Volend? Did we ever see that before? Once again, I got to reread Shuumatsu no Valkyrie from Chapter 1 with all the knowledge we have currently. But this is interesting. I really like this. Are you all right, Raiden? And she seems really struggling too. And Raiden's like, screams. grabs his strength. I knew it. Sumo is the best. Babe. I love that she calls him babe. I love it. I love that Thrud is like, basically, you're my baby daddy soon. You're gonna be my baby daddy. I love that. I love that. Babe, Thrud. Keep moving my muscles even more. I know you can do it. And Thrud says, what the hell? If I do that, your flesh, your guts, they'll be crushed to a pulp. So Raiden's body can't hold this out. He might have beaten the shit out of Shiva, and Shiva even admits, I can barely stand. Raiden brought Shiva down. But Raiden's body, to do that, Raiden's body took an incredible beating. And it's going to take even more recoil if this happens. Raiden says, I know, Thrud, but this ain't enough. More. He's going to use his second forbidden technique, and it's going to do even more recoil. It's going to be nuts. Oh, man. At long last, says Raiden, I can go at this sumo that's let me down for so long. With all I've got, I want to risk my body. No, my whole life on this. He's doing a Sasuke smile. A Sasuke smile. Because after all, I'm a Rikishi. And he just... Okay, guys, I can't do that big smile. That will tear my mouth all the fuck. But... Go Raiden. Go Raiden. Didn't really... I thought he was a boozer and a perv hound, a horned dog before, and that was kind of cool. I didn't really care about him. I definitely didn't care about Shiva. I didn't really care who won this fight at first. You guys know that. Go Raiden. He's got the same smile as the greatest god of them all, Heracles, the only one with a handicap. And like Sasuke, he looks exactly like... It's so beautiful. It's such a nice... Yeah. Okay. Alright. We get Thrud. She's sweating. She's shocked. You really are a dummy. She holds her hands together and prays. But, as she cries and smiles, that's why you're the man that I could fall in love with. A Valkyrie sister falling in love with a human. This is beautiful. This is romance, ladies and gentlemen. This is romance. This is nice. They didn't need to focus on it to make it a nice romance. This was a nice, easy, acceptable romance. And me, you guys know, if you've been a subscriber of me for a while, or if you talk to me on Discord or whatever, you know that one of the key aspects, one of the things missing from One Piece for the longest time for me, though I've accepted One Piece and other mangas and fiction, without this, is one of the key things that I need to make a great manga for something for me to latch onto. I need a good romance. I don't care if it's sidelined. I don't care if it's in the background. I still need it. I need a level of romance somewhere. Even subtle to the point that it becomes basically it's a fan idea. Like Yoruichi Kisuke. There we go. Yoruichi Kisuke Urahara. That's my romance in Bleach that I like. That's the one I like. It's not even really prevalent at all in the manga. It's not even really prevalent in the anime. It's just it's a fan thing, but it works. It works for me. So in the same way, like I like this. This is nice. This is nice. This is so nice. And she, boom, and look at. I mean, her muscles are great and big, and so is everything else. Hint, hint. Nudge, nudge. Wink, wink. Can't really do that very well because all up here is sort of sore. Everything's sore. That's what happens when you smash your face. I'll go all the way, okay? And Raiden's like, oh, I love that. He's holding his hands out here. She's grasping them. This is so nice. Godsan. What does Godsan mean? Godsan. Gotcha sort of idea? Gotcha? It must be a Gotsan? Is that... It must be a sumo term because all the sumo guys are yelling. Gotsan! And they're going nuts. They're going nuts for this. And they're all smiling. Shiva, oh, looks like you got some pretty good burden there, eh? And Shiva, there seems to be wind. He's shocked. He looks back. His eye widens. Wait, what happened? He looks. Wait. So he went from, you got some pretty good burden. He's standing there. He looks a little shocked for some reason. He looks back, staring at the main gods that are on the balcony. Rudra and all them. The cool smoking lightning god. He looks shocked looking at them. And then one of them, I forget which one this is, the god of death or the god of like melting or whatever. Don't look at us, eyes up front. They're all smiling at him. And Rudra. Oh, I get it. He's shocked because he looked back and he saw that Rudra was there. He probably hasn't seen Rudra this entire time. And Rudra's got his fist forward going, you do it, man. The Zack Fair to this Final Fantasy story is like, you go, man. Rudra. Shiva looks completely shocked. So he probably hasn't seen him in this whole time. Rudra could potentially, at this point, he might have trained and become stronger than Shiva at this point. And Rudra smiles at him. And Shiva's crying. He showed up. I mean, that's a nice moment, I guess, but at the same time, like, it's making Shiva, who's supposed to, like this was his younger self, and now his more adult self is supposed to be more badass and stuff. Yeah, this guy would have gotten his ass kicked by Adam. And we see all the Hindu gods praying. I've got my own too. What he referred to as a burden, which is of course the people's prayers. Raiden questions. They believed in someone as stupid and lazy as me. For all 1,116 of them, I can't lose here. Because no matter what, I'm the peak of Sarvika. Okay, I'm sorry guys, I ruined that line, but I don't know how to say these fucking Hindu words. I'll admit that shot looks pretty badass. We had Raiden being badass, we had Shiva being badass. They're both laughing, they're both grinning. They're both at their limit. And we're gonna go forward. Alright, so let's check the... Actually, let's grab some beer first. Let's grab some beer, I'll check my face. Sorry about that, guys. I really do need to check my face, though. Feel a little bit. I'll check my face, and then we'll be right back, and we'll check the chat, and then we'll continue with the chapter reaction. I was hoping to make this a shorter stream to rest my face, but that's not happening, so let's just do it. Let's just go all out. So I'll be right back. How do you like my hat hair? And my new mustache. You know what was the worst part? Is that I had it, it was like cropped like this the first time I did it last night. I had the initial one that was all like butterfly style, and then I just put a little one there just to try to close it up, and I looked like I had a little white Hitler mustache. It wasn't the funnest. Definitely not. Didn't look the best. So yeah, let's jump into the chat here while I pour a beer and see what people are saying. Let's see what people are saying. Let's see. Get your point. Agree on it. Okay, we were here after we discussed one's great grandmother. So we have Solar Warrior. There is something that's no matter the times you should never do. Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to excuse. Just so we're clear, I'm not trying to excuse anybody who like rapes anybody or murders without cause and stuff. Because let's be honest here, there are some people that I'd be like, I'll hand them the gun to do it, or I'll do it myself. You know, there are some people that it's like, yeah, okay. Like get rid of this guy. Trust me, it'll save more lives than taking this one will save countless. Trust me. But yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm saying doing based on different things. And how does one redeem themselves from certain acts? For example, one of the now I don't disagree with this. I disagree with some of the statues that were removed, but there were statues being removed all last year and all this year and blah 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 due to different Aboriginal and blah 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 blah. And at the end of the day, one of them got taken down, but everyone fails to notice that yes, he owned a part of the one of a slave company for about 8 years, but he spent the last 25 years of his life petitioning the king to end slavery. This is long before Abraham Lincoln and stuff, but he thought it was the atrocities that he himself and others had committed in Africa with the slave trade were horrid and terrible, and he spent the last 25 years of his life writing essays and books and using his station, though gained on the back of slaves. He ended up using that position to try his best to end. Did he succeed in anything? No, but the merit is still there. So what do you do? Yeah, how do you judge that man? So the last 25 of his years, while he tried to redeem himself, do they count? Do they not? I'm not saying they do. I'm just posing the question here. He owned a slave company for 8 years, found out how horrid it was. I mean, he should have known. Yeah, to be fair, these were the times, though. Slaves were everywhere. Slavery has been around for all of human history. And he decided, after 8 years, wow, this is really fucked up. And he spent the last 2+ decades of his life petitioning anybody who would listen, using his position, using his money, using his words, petitioning the king at the time, and just trying to end slavery. I mean, did it do anything? Maybe. Did it not? Maybe not. But do you judge the man on the 8 years, or do you judge him on the 25? Or do you judge him as the whole? And how do you weigh one against the other? I'm not saying that I could do it. It's just the thing. But yeah, there are definitely things that no matter times nobody should do. You can't judge people because of the times. We should never call these people from way back when evil or a tyrant. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That at the same point, Solo is also making the same point I am, is that at the same time, there are some acts that can't be forgiven, but there are others that you can look back and go, well, like, like, do you want somebody, like a time traveler to come into 2020 be like, you don't need to burn everybody at the stake for this, So where he says, or say something bad about them, exactly. Miss Content says, it's sort of like trying to lift 500 pounds without any practice. You'll hurt yourself real bad. That is an excellent, I know he's talking about Raiden injuring himself with the recoil. That's exactly, if you try to deadlift 500 pounds, you're going to break your back. It's just what's going to happen. Without proper training. He's never done something that powerful before and his body couldn't handle it. That's true. All right. I accept. Mist has an excellent theory for that. Solar Warrior says, well, no, it does not matter how strong you are. You can strain your body beyond its limits. Yeah, the Volin might have made it where he could control his muscles, but the body still has a limit. That's very true, but I thought that was within his limit, is what I thought the attack was. That's why initially. But I'll take Mist's idea is that he's never gone all out, so he didn't really know his limit, and now he's basically doing a Saitama. He's doing a one punch without realizing, God damn it, I can't do that, because he doesn't know that he can't do that. And he went past that. Yeah, I agree, Solar Warrior. I agree. Dragon's Rage says, I mean, everybody's got muscle pain, right? Raiden's muscle pain is just extreme due to his abnormal muscles. That's true. Miss Contest said, first time we've seen them speak, though, we saw Hurst a bit during Kodrio's fight. We did, but isn't that when they split into the two swords? They didn't really... I mean, they talked, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, first time we've seen them speak. We saw Hurst there when they split, but... Yeah, first time we saw them speak. That's what I thought. Dragon just said, Jack spoke to his Vaughn after the fight. He did? He did? Could she listen? I mean, I don't remember that, but okay. Axel Aliens is in here. Hello, Axel. Is it your first time here? I don't know if you've been in these streams before, but welcome. Says, I hope Raiden wins. So do I. So do I. Dragon says, you and me both. Solar Warrior says, well, no, I think the first time was with Adam, though she did not talk while in her weapon state before she dies. He smiled towards Adam, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember that. Once again, I got to reread, but what I'm saying is, like, during the battle, it's like having a Navi, or a Midna from Zelda. You got, like, somebody talking to you, right? Like, they can talk to the Volans. That's what I was saying. That's the first time I've seen that. Adam's Valkyrie, I mean. Dragon's Rage says, welcome to the Ryan Stan Club, Griever. We've been expecting you. Well, hello there, gentlemen. How do you do this fine day being part of the Ryan Stan Club? God, that hurts. Man, oh man. All this talking is really probably not good for me. Dragon's Rage. You know what? I'll just plug in Discord and you guys review the rest of the chapter. Fuck it. I don't have to talk. Dragon's Rage says, there has been romance in One Piece. Pretty sure there was some in Dressrosa. There is, but it's such a... it's so far in the background that I can't even stand a couple. Like Makino and Shanks. That's my power couple in One Piece. But, yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, there is a little bit, but... Gotsan basically means thank you, says one. Okay. Miss Conta says, remember, he basically hasn't seen Rudra in a millennia. I mean, that's true too. That's true too. As I said, he saw his friend, but I'm just kind of like, it's cool, but he lost the composure that he had, that he was cool, Shiva, not lazy, crying all the time. Like, that dude cried in his backstory more than anybody has cried in this series. Okay? Shiva cried more in his backstory than anybody across the whole series. And and you want me to think this dude badass. Like, Jesus. Like, there's manly cry, and then there's the ugly cry every second chapter. It gets annoying. Miss Content says, I'd hoped Shiva would have had a little speech like that. Glad he did. I mean, it is a nice speech. I'll give you that. Dragon's Rage said, the more you drink, the more you'll stop feeling the pain. Pretty sure that's how bear works. No, that's how, you mean beer, of course. That is how beer works. I tried that last night. At the end of the day, the pain is still there, trust me. I've used alcohol to solve pain problems before, but when it's in your face, when it's in your gums and shit, and they're all inflamed, like, you just go numb after a while. But just because you're drunk doesn't mean, like, if your arm had a nasty gash in it and be like, I don't really feel it anymore, doesn't mean you can go, which is basically what I'm doing to my mouth by fully animating it and using it. So, yeah, it doesn't matter how much I drink. That's not going to happen, unfortunately. But thanks for the advice, Dragon's Rage. Removing statues illegally is wrong no matter what you think of the statue. I mean... Yeah, I mean, there is due course for it, but, I mean, some of them, yeah, they should just be thrown away, and I'm all for that. If you put up a Nazi flag on your lawn, guess what? I'm gonna come behind you and fucking grab it, steal it, burn it, and the cops are gonna show up and be like, somebody stole my private property, and they're gonna be like, sir, this is Canada, why were you, they'll start questioning you. They won't question me. The USA is the only one who does not ban the Nazi flag. In Canada, it is it's really it's really a loose law, but somebody did try in like Toronto or something to wave a Nazi flag, and basically the military police showed up and basically told him, you have to take that down. They're like, there's no law against it, and he goes, no, but we're telling you an executive order to take that shit down. So it was one of those things where, like you can't, like removing statues, some statues, like anyways. Some statues, most of the statues, no, I agree with, but there were a couple that, they should not have been erected in the first place in that line. But definitely, of course, if you don't like something, petition your council, petition your city, petition the country, whatever, and get it removed legally. Of course, do your due process first. Of course, I'll always agree with that. So the warrior said, at Griever, the second part, I was being sarcastic. Also, Athena never did anything that redeems herself to me. Oh, alright. I like Athena. This content says, how do you rank the designs of the Hindu gods? How do I rank them? There's no ranking to be done. Rudra and the lightning god are the two cool ones, and everybody else is like, alright. The lightning smoking god is the best. Him and Rudra. I'm not sure which one I like more, but those two look the best. Then that bald dude, with the Buddha beads. And then after that, who cares? One day maybe. And then the elephant. Then Ganesha, whatever. Ganesha Elefantes. That dude, that little baby is so cute. Doctaro says, if Volans can talk, we have to give Jack credit for hearing his Valkyrie complain probably for the entirety of the fight and still keep his mind clear. No, I don't. Solar Warrior says, God damn, it's so easy to hate character. I don't hate Jax Voland. It's so easy to hate characters. I don't hate Jax Voland. I feel bad for Jax Voland. She was fucking basically abducted. Doctaro says, I like Jax Voland, but we know she wasn't happy to fight alongside of Jack. Who the hell would? Who would want to fight alongside the sociopath? So probably Jack wasn't hearing nice things. Jack hasn't heard a nice thing his entire life until Heracles saved his ass. So, yeah. Dragon's Rage says, wait, what about the god of love? Surely hasn't done anything evil. I mean, all the gods, the further you go back, I mean, even the current gods that everybody believes in today have done bad things. Depends on your perspective and what you consider evil, wrong, right, and good, and all that stuff. It's all perspective, people. And I'll give Jack credit. I won't. I won't. If that thing was screaming at him, good. He got attribute stats up the yin-yang from a Volan that we have no proof that Volans do that. So, yeah. No, I'm still salty on that. Alright, so let's jump back into the chapter now that I caught up with the chat. This is wonderful. Caught up with the chat pretty quickly. Don't get me wrong, guys. I love talking in the chat. It's just that sometimes, and I know I've done it already in this stream, I get off on tangents. And then I have to respond to your responses about my tangents, and then blah, 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 and it just avalanches, it escalates, or escalates. And, usually, like, the stream's about Shuumatsu no Valkyrie. If this is a nobody stream, well, nobody would be here. But if this is a nobody stream, then nobody would care, and I can just say whatever I want and we can talk about it. But here we're trying to focus on the chapter and Valkyrie stuff, right? So I like to try to bring it back when I can. I try to catch myself on my tangents, I really do. But I'm terrible at it, I know that. So, alright, so we have a bleeding Raiden and a bleeding Shiva. Alright, Shiva, this is page 24, just in case anybody's curious. And Shiva, ready to go on it. How about I push this past the limit? Raiden shocked. Is he doing the 5-finger palm heart, exploding heart technique? Don't tell me he's gonna like regrow his arms or something, or be like, haha, this is my ultimate form. What's he gonna do? Everybody's shocked. Ares, Zeus, Hermes, Brunhild, Raiden, everybody's shocked. What's he doing? He's digging into it. His arm is still like right above his heart. Wonder what's gonna happen now. Because it's my first time seeing this too. What's he doing? He's choking up blood. What the hell is he? Look at that. Shiva's, even Rudra and the main gods of the Hindu are shocked. And he's like crushing his own heart? What is he doing? He's directly stimulating his Atman? His Atman? What's an Atman? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. He's directly stimulating his Atman and forcing his heart to beat faster. Let's see. Atman is a Sanskrit word meaning soul. The writer uses it there somewhat liberally. He's stimulating his soul. He's trying to, and making his heart beat faster. So he's grabbed his heart. He's basically doing the Matrix style, you know, pump, 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 pump. He's trying to make it beat faster. He's pulling a Luffy here, making the blood flow faster. Okay. Gah. Heimdall looks on and says, what in the Shiva's body is turning red? Okay, very, very... Okay, One Piece inspired, anybody? One Piece inspired, here we go, is turning red, as if it's burning up. I'm sure it's giving off steam, too. Okay, so Shiva pulled a Luffy. It's gear second time. Let's go. It is written in the Vedas, which is basically the Hindu Bible. The writings. Okay, shining. When the time is fulfilled. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Lord Shiva will dance the Tandava and bring about the destruction of the world. Is that what he's going to do? However, there is more to that legend. Okay, so he didn't bring destruction. I mean, it's like, it's going all Dragon Ball Z up in here with the power up. Viv's not in here to hate on me for the DBZ reference. Heimdall got out of the way. He's got a burning aura. Hot. He's burning everything up. He's burning up the entire arena. Raiden is looking on. Then Shiva will burn his own body and recreate the world from its ashes. Raiden, Shiva. And Shiva just looks like this deranged, burnt corpse, like V for Vendetta style. And then, oh, this is called Tandava Karma. Kanji Samasara War Dance. Ashes. And he finally took off that stupid freaking, like, hat thingy he was wearing. Like the cloth around it. Now he looks like a badass. And he's like got the molten, like all the like charge, the coals, everything coming up in like the magma body. Very classic, very classic. His arms still aren't healed, but he just went full out like crazy shiny form. Okay, so he's full out fire form. Let's dance till we burn up. Wow, okay. And Raiden. Huh. Guys like you are, let me guess, the best. A real pain. And they get ready to go at it. Is that the end of the chapter? Oh no, there's more pages. History's strongest Rikishi. Raiden Timon. Savarga's mightiest destroyer, Shiva. Raiden and Shiva seem very much alike, says Brunhild. Alike indeed, says Brunhild. Those two, in a strange coincidence, the man and god who had once stood at the peak of their respective societies, had penetrated the deepest secrets of their martial arts at the same time. All for the weak, for his hometown, for Sumo, for his comrades, for Savraga, for his best friend. When? And we see a clash. Brunhild, the more one is burdened by others' emotions, the stronger he becomes. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the chapter. Wow. Oh, okay. Okay. This was this was a chapter. This was a chapter. That was a very, very good chapter. That was an excelente chapter. That was excelente. Yeah. No, that was certainly a good chapter. I like that chapter. Yep, no, Shiva pulling out some gear second. Pretty impressive stuff. Raiden still has 3 moves left to use, though I doubt he'll be able to use all 3. Shiva's going to slowly, I'm assuming that this is similar to Heracles, Shiva's going to slowly burn his own body up. So there is a time limit on this. The muscles of Raiden and the burning of Shiva. Let's go. So, let's see. What does the chat have to say? Let's see. Miss Conta said, "Nah, Aphrodite did a lot of pretty messed up stuff." Yeah, Miss ain't wrong. Doctaro said, "All thunder gods have been cool looking, and we still have another one in the list to be revealed." Yes, we do. Solo Warrior said, at Dragon's Rage, "Aphrodite, yeah, she's messed up like everyone else is. The most civil is Hades. I'm guessing you don't know much about Greek mythology, not trying to hate." I mean, see, if you study, here's the thing. Solo and everybody else in the chat. If you study Greek mythology in depth, yeah, you'll come across that stuff. But in general, you won't really come across the bad shit. Like the actual reasons and details, for example. Like, if you skim the surface, Athena created the Medusa because the Medusa was a woman that slighted Poseidon, sort of idea. It doesn't come to light unless you dig deeper, for example. Same with some of the other gods. Like, you have to read more than, like, one book. Here's the Greek gods of Olympus, and here's the Titans, and here's a basic overall layman's terms description. That's fine knowledge of Greek mythology. You have to delve a lot deeper into the stuff you guys are talking about. So, I think it's fair. I think it's alright, that, like, if you assume that a god didn't, Solo Warrior said, and now I'm not trying to hate either. I'm just saying that, like, really, like, if you go and read a basic layman's terms, here's the Greek, here's the Greek gods, here's the Greek Titans, here's Tartarus, here's Olympus, here's this, here's that. You're not going to hear the bad shit. Most of it. You'll hear a few things. You'll hear that Zeus turned into a goat and fucked a woman. But outside of that, you're not going to hear all the bad shit that people did. Right? You got to dig a lot deeper into the mythos. And a lot of people don't. So that's fair. Solo Warrior said, Aphrodite is like a petty shipper and a bitch if they had the power of God. Yeah, pretty much. Dragon's Rage said, I know a bit about certain Greek gods, not all of them, though I'll just do more research. Exactly. That's all you got to do, Dragon's Rage. Just do a little more research. But there's no god, Egyptian, Norse, Scandinavian, the Romans are the same as the Greeks because they stole them from the Greeks. I'm trying to think. They've all done shitty things. Silver said, Dragon's Rage, you can look up overly sarcastic production for fun videos on Greek mythology. There you go. Miss Content says, considering he had to speed up his heartbeat, I'm assuming he'd eventually reach this form just from dancing, but he forced himself to enter the form immediately. Yeah, it's pretty epic. And I don't know a lot. Here's the mythology I don't know a lot about, which is the Hindu one. I don't know a lot about those gods. So this is all new information to me. I'm just taking it as it is. Dr. said, it's great this month that we got a double chapter. Yes, it is. Miss Conta says, yeah, this chapter is pretty much a hype generator for the next one, which will fortunately be out in a day or two. Yeah, I was doing this stream this early. Well, it's sort of early for when I normally do a stream. I usually like to start a stream around this time and go until the end of the night. But I started early for one thing, my face, which is, my God, that painkiller didn't help enough. Oh, okay. So, yeah, the chapter is pretty much a hype generator. So, yeah, we will get the next one. I was waiting to see if the other chapter would drop because now I'm excited. I really wish if the other chapter came out before the stream is over, I would definitely react to it and read it right now. But it's not. Sort of like I'm 50-50 on the fence with that. I'm like happy it is and I'm happy it isn't, you know. Sorry guys. Just oh man. Painful. Don't smash your face, guys. It hurts. But you're allowed to do it if you're already married because your wife can't leave you for that because then she'll look vain. Yeah, I said it. Fuck it. My wife cared. I sent her some pictures of the nerdy hillbilly that is me. And she was just like, oh, Jesus, what did you do? She was more like, she was worried at first, and then she was more like, oh, what did you do to yourself? You know, so, you know you found the right one when they get mad at you for hurting yourself. Let's see. Dragon's Ridge says, chapter was basically set up chapter, but was still a good chapter nonetheless. I didn't find it was a setup chapter. I found it was a really good chapter. I found it was a chapter to continue the fight. It really continued the fight because we saw the effects on Raiden's body from such an attack, and we saw that Shiva is on his last legs and he needs to use his ultimate attack, and now we're gonna go all out. Like you can call that setup, but I think it's like just continuing the fight, and I think it's really good. Actual Alien said, I already saw the spoilers, so I already saw who won, but I won't spoil. Thank you, Axel, for not spoiling. I would trust my mod, Dragon's Rage, who was in here. I think MC Dude is probably still kicking around, probably on his phone or at work or something, but I would trust my mods would have deleted that before I saw it if you did spoil. So, but thank you for not spoiling. As I said, I predict that Shiva has to win this fight because otherwise the next fight has to be a god victory. So no matter how good or how much you like whatever characters come next, the next fight has to be a god victory if a human wins again. Because that'll be 3 in a row. We're not going to have 4 human victories in a row. I just don't see it. I don't see it happening. We need a new god victory in this fight or the next one. So if this one isn't, then it's got to be the next. But you could break it up. If this fight, you have the god win, then the next fight is anybody's game. You could have a double god, or you could have a human again. So that's just the way I see it from a writing standpoint. Miss Content says basically 40 and 41 and 2 halves of one big chapter. Exactly. I can't wait. I really wish it was out, guys. I'm like 60-40 on that now. I really wish it was out. I would so react to that right now. Even with my face all beat up. The first time I've been shaved in like a year, like clean shaven. I mean, I shaved yesterday, so it's already stubbly, but first time I shaved, so it's a long time since you guys seen this face. Drake says, so final predictions, everyone, who do you think will win? I want Raiden to win. I think Shiva wins from a writing standpoint. There. That's what I said. I want Raiden to win. I think Shiva will win. Dragon just said, final prediction on what happened to Griever. He got drunk and fell on a broken beer bottle. Good guess. I did fall. I was not drunk, but I did fall. I did fall. There. I'll give you a little sliver of truth there, ladies and gentlemen. I'll give you a little sliver of truth there. Out of those 3 things, I got drunk. I did after I hit my fucking face. But no, I was not drunk. It was not a broken beer bottle. It was not a beer bottle. And I did fall. So there. I'll give you that much. If you guys can guess it, I'll give it to you. But until then, it is the first of the 7 mysteries of Griever and his personal life. Let's go. Miss Condon says, by the way, I really like that Shiva is just making up this move with no idea if it'll work. Love when animated characters do stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. This is such a Luffy thing. Shiva, it basically stole this from the Bruno fight. Literally, this is now Bruno versus Luffy because, Bluno, not Bruno. See, I can't, R's and L's. It's like the Japanese. R's and L's. They just don't work when your lip is all fucked up. That wasn't racist, was it? No, I don't think. Anyway, if it was, sorry, didn't mean it to be. But, yeah, so that whole thing is, like, boom. It's like literally gear second. It's gear second. That's what Shiva did. Like a really epic Super Saiyan transformation and the world sort of gear second. That's what it is. It's awesome. It is really cool. It looks cool. Solar Warrior said, normally I would say just make a stream for 41, but your injury is on your mouth and makes it harder to speak until it heals. If you don't want to make a stream for 41, I won't be annoyed. Well, I wasn't intending to do a stream for 40, actually. I was intending to do a stream for 41, but then we found out it was a double chapter, and it might be out today, and I was like, oh, god damn it, and I wanted to make sure that I got 40 out before 41, and the shitty thing would be if I was rendering or processing the review for 40 and 41 dropped, because then I'd want to live react to it right away without 40 being out yet, and it would just be a thing. Ugh. So yeah. I'm gonna make a stream for 41. See, at this point, it sort of sucks because I like making thumbnails for this shit. I might just have to start making thumbnails for the streams, like separately. Like after I watch them, like change the thumbnails. Maybe I'll start doing that. Maybe I'll go back and make a separate new thumbnail for each when I get bored. I'll make a thumbnail for each thing, because that's part of the thing I like to do. I made all these graphics. I like the green aesthetic. Maybe I'll change up when I do a Shuumatsu no Valkyrie stream, and I'll just stream every chapter from here on out instead of doing reviews. I review them once in a while, but it's like I seem to do more streams because everybody likes the streams. If you guys prefer my reviews, let me know, but it seems like everybody wants to know if I'm going to stream a chapter, not review it. It's like you guys really... You want streams more, and I don't mind that. I really don't. Where it's a monthly series or bi-weekly at times, it's plausible for me to stream every chapter. Like I don't need to review them. I couldn't stream every goddamn weekly series. I don't have that time. Dragon Trade said, also random question, if a Kainu from One Piece is absolute justice, what is Aokiji's brand of justice? Lazy justice. We know that. His justice is lazy justice. MC Dude said, I like the reviews. Miss Content says, oh, and welcome back, MC Dude. I'm sure you're working or busy or something, man. But I'm glad you managed to join the stream. Miss Content says, hell yeah, I'd love if you were acting every chapter. Alright, so I got 1v1. I got one saying, yeah, review chapters. I got another one saying stream every single one. So, I don't know what to do. At this point, like, I like them because my Shuumatsu no Valkyrie streams, just like my One Punch Man streams, they garner a great chat. You guys have been chatting since I started. The moment I hit live, I had like 5 people in here, but not 5 people not chatting. That's the problem. I've had streams where I've had like 17 people in here, but 2 people chatting. That's not fun. If there's 3 people in here and 2 people are chatting, I'm good with that too. Hell, when I do a dungeon siege, which I haven't played in a long time, I gotta get back to it. But When I do a gaming one, I know it's only going to have like 3 or 4 people at best. And if only one person is talking, I'm good. I'm good with that. I'm totally happy with that, you know? But because I got somebody in the chat. But the thing I love about the Shuumatsu Valkyrie streams and the One Punch Man streams is that basically, like right now it says I have 7 people in here. I don't buy that for a minute because I got like 8 people chatting in the chat, you know? So like everyone who jumps into these streams wants to talk, and that's the main thing. I'm more happy with having 7 people in this stream that all want to talk in the chat than having 7D and nobody talking in the chat. That's just the way I am. I mean, that's the way I like it. I'd rather converse with you guys. I'd rather talk to you guys. I'd rather see what you think. Tell me, Griever, you're such a fucking idiot. This is what happened. Or, Griever, I love this part. Or, Griever, this. You know, I prefer that side of doing streams than anything else. If I do a stream and I don't get a good chat going, it's not a good stream. I don't care about the view count. I care about the chat. The chat is what makes a good stream. That's just me. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe that's not what makes a good stream. Maybe a good stream is me being funnier or having better lighting, or maybe my face isn't all fucked up. Maybe it's something else. But yeah. Or my hair not having all hat head all over the place. Let's see. Dragon said, if your lip heals, I would like to see more live streams. I mean, I gotta make videos one way or another, guys. Like, I just made the One Piece Chapter 1000 reaction because I can't wait on that shit. I don't want to be spoiled, and it was such a great chapter. I love that chapter. No spoilers, but love that chapter to death. So, I'm glad I didn't get spoiled on it. And I was so worried. Being a YouTuber, you have to check your Twitter. You have to check your YouTube notifications. You have to check your Discord. And there is such a big possibility of being spoiled by going on any of those 3 apps, let alone all 3, that I didn't want to risk it. For my own personal taste, I want to enjoy One Piece. Before I'm a YouTuber, I'm a fan. And I want to enjoy it as a fan, right? I don't like being spoiled. So, yeah, there's that. Excuse me. But yeah, I will definitely be doing more live streams. I still got the Jujutsu Kaisen stream next weekend. I'm doing that like January 2nd, I think. January 2nd or January 3rd is when I plan to do the next Jujutsu Kaisen. Hoping to get to about chapter 20 of Jujutsu Kaisen. In the new year. I was saving the next stream. I just sort of like, it was almost like a teaser, the first stream, because I know it would be super long, and I know it would take me a while to understand what the manga was all about, and blah, 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 and I knew like the first 2 chapters would be a lot of pages, but I'm going to jump into that in the new year. This is more, that first stream is more of a teaser, and then we're going to be doing it more regularly in the new year. So yeah, there'll be plenty of live streams. Dude, the Solar Warrior says, because your streams are basically reaction videos, but live, and people can talk to you while you react, so yeah. Streams. Yeah. Solar, you're not wrong, and I think that's why you guys like them, because not only can it's not just a live reaction video, and then you guys comment, and it's not just a review video, and then you guys comment. You actually see it in real time, and you can correct me or say something, or, you know, in real time. I think the real-time aspect is a huge draw for people. Hey, if my whole channel could be live streamed, guys, I would do it. But I just don't have the time and the energy and well, I got the energy. Well, I don't know about the energy aspect, but certainly not the time. That's the problem. Streams are always longer. Like, I can knock off a reaction video to, like, a rap video or something in, like, 12 minutes. Then rendering and processing, but it's basically, I take about an hour, and I can get 3 reaction videos done, and I can get them all simultaneously rendered, and then I have 3 videos for the week, right? If I were to react to them live stream every single time, it would take me, like this stream. How long is this stream going? Almost 2 hours. Not that I mind that, and I know Shuumatsu no Valkyrie is a bigger thing and stuff, and there's longer pages, and I get talking with the chat, but that's the thing. I like my streams, I like to talk with the chat. If I have a big chat, I like to talk, respond, converse, have a conversation, and then that makes the stream go for hours. You know, in this whole 2-hour time period, I could probably have knocked off 2, maybe 3, 2.5 videos by now. So that's why there's just no physical way where this isn't my day job. If it was my day job, hell yeah, I would just hit at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'd hit stream and be like, let's go. Good morning, everybody. When do I switch to beer this day? You know? But whereas I have a day job and I have things to do and, you know, taking care of a house and chores and blah, 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 like I just don't have the option of streaming everything. Dragon Trade said, I personally think Aokiji is just dice. Sorry, you should be sorry. That was bad. MC Dude said, my dad had me uprooting the yard. Oh, well, that's definitely good. Like, my yard is shit. I mean, it's covered in snow now. I really got to fix the backyard next year. My God. Or the flower bed, actually. I have a couple of flower beds in the back. Once again, that's why my spring and summer takes so much out of me. I'm sort of glad when when winter falls, because once the ground freezes, I'm like, well, if the lawn's shit now, the lawn's not getting any better in the next 6 months, regardless what I do. So fuck it, you know. And it's so nice. Anyway, the chapter was good, and I like the upping of the stakes. Putting a timer or something like it on things is a good and easy way to raise tension. Yeah, I do like that fact, and I think that it's going to be a really good ending. Apparently, chapter 41 is going to be the end of the fight, from what I've heard. So, we heard that like a few weeks ago, even that chapter 41 was going to be the end. So yeah. Keisha Prime said, "Hey guys, sorry I'm late. You're at the end of the stream, bud. You're at the end of the stream." Dragon's Rage said, if you were in One Piece, would you be an admiral or a pirate, and why? That's an excellent question. Like, automatically you want to say pirate, but like, I'm under the impression that just because you rise through the ranks, like, look at Kobe. Kobe knows nothing about the celestial dragons using slaves and the Kuma shit going on and the Gorosei and Ym and all that shit. Like, and he's rising through the ranks pretty quickly. Same with Smoker and guys like that. So, like, being an admiral in the Marines would be pretty great. Or a vice admiral at least. You know, like Garp, do what you want and powerful as shit and just, you know. Same with being a pirate. I don't know. Like, if I could just jump in and be an admiral, sure. If I had to work my way up through the ranks, I think I'd just be a pirate. I think I'd just be a pirate. I would train my ass off in against the strongest people, strongest island, be someone who is super strong, would not take a devil fruit, because I will fall overboard drunk. I'm sure that will happen. Look at my face. Look at my face. Literally injured myself on land. What do you think I'm going to do on a ship? So, yeah, no. Definitely gonna be hockey specialized, and not because I think it's more badass. I love a lot of devil fruits. I think devil fruits are badass, but I just wouldn't. And it's not like I'm worried what power would you get or whatever. I'm sure I could make almost anything work. Maybe not the jacket fruit. That's kind of weird. But there's other fruits I'm sure I could make work and be cool. But yeah, I would just focus on being a swordsman, hockey. And I'd probably be a pirate. Let's see. Keishan Prime. Message retracted all over the place, Keishan. What are you doing? Says, just got home an hour ago, so my reaction just uploaded. Alright, man. I got to a reaction before Keishan. Woo! First time for everything. I think that's like the second or third time I've actually managed to do that. But, yeah. No, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'll definitely everyone go check out Keishan Prime's channel. And don't forget to check out his reaction. Yada, yada, yada. All that good stuff. Dragon's Rage said, I would be a pirate just to find the dragon fruit. See, we have yet to find an actual dragon fruit, though. Momo's a smile, and Kaido is a koi koi no mi. A mythical koi koi no mi, but still a fish fruit. He's a fish dragon. Keishan Prime says, typo, sorry. Yeah, no, I was just making fun, man. No problem. Keishan also says, kudos. Lol. Yeah, it's like, yeah. Because Keishan, that's Keishan's thing, man. Keishan always gets shit out, like, really super early. Keishan is the guy that when Raws drop, he, like, I swear to hell, Keishan is a part translator, and he just lying to us all, because that man, like, he's got, like, the first, like, 6 pages already done. He does that live reaction part, and then he just makes a really clean cut so you don't notice it. And by the time somebody else gets the translation out, he's already, yeah, all right, gotta react to the other half. Like, Keishan is on the ball. Keishan, like, he gets that shit out. Like, chapter drops, 20 minutes later, Keishan has the video uploaded. It's like, I can't even render it that fast. If I had a pipeline to that shit, I couldn't, even if I could react that fast, let's say I made like a 10-minute video, like, okay guys, this is what happened to Dr. Stone this week, blah, 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 it was crazy, great, Senku, awesome, Kohaku, gotta bang Senku, awesome, wow, ho, ha, done. And I tried to do that, it's still going to take about 20 minutes to half an hour to render the video, then it's got to upload, that's another 5 minutes, like it takes a better part of an hour when you add in, okay, a 10 to 15 minute video, 20 to 25 minutes to upload it, bare minimum, assuming your computer is good, to render. That's assuming you put it in an editor, did graphics. Like, Keishan is on the ball, man. Keishan's crazy. Dragons have said he should have just been a dragon. I disagree. I think having the mythical fish fruit is one of the best things Oda could have done. Because, once again, this whole thing has been all about legends and myths from Japan. And the whole koi thing, it just fits. It fits so well. Awaken the koi mythical zone. It turns you into a goddamn dragon. It makes so much sense. It makes the most sense. It makes so much sense. Like, what would be the awakening to the dragon fruit? Like, literally, what would be the awakening? Like, you're already Shenron. The awakening is you get the 7 Dragon Balls? Like, what would be the awakening to that? A bigger dragon? Keisha Prime said, I'd be a vigilante and want kids' magnetic power. I want to be Magneto in the One Piece world. Yes! Keisha knows what's up. Also train in armament hockey. Of course. Keisha knows what to do. Become Magneto and get armament hockey so you can defend yourself. Dude knows what he's doing. This content says, only Keishan can beat my upload speeds. That is true. Keishan is the speed demon. Keishan is speed. Keishan is, what's like the fastest character? Keishan is like Adam moving against Zeus in stop time. The rest of us are Zeus going, ha! Keishan, I'm about to upload a video before you. It's only 3 seconds away. Keishan uploaded 4 minutes ago. Fuck! Every time. Keisha Prime said the last month YouTube had been way faster than usual for processing. I don't know why, but I can't complain. Yeah, I wouldn't complain about that, man. I would not complain about that. MC Dude said, a bigger dragon is exactly what DBS did. Yeah, but those were the Super Dragon Balls, and it was a different looking dragon. So, once again, Dragon Ball Z ain't One Piece. Tenryo says, Yamato confirmed that dragons are a species in One Piece. Yeah, we know that. We've always known that. So Kaido could be a dragon who ate a mythical fish fruit. Guys, Kaido is not a dragon. He's not a poneglyph. He's not a dragon. He might have ancient giant blood like Ors or somebody in him. That's based on the horns and stuff. But like, look at Whitebeard and Big Mom and Shanks. They're all humans. They're just abnormal as fuck. Kaido's just abnormal. Like, people keep trying to make this shit. Oda made it clear. Look, he's a dragon because of this. He can't die because of that. Like, I mean, it's not that he couldn't be a dragon, but what are you saying? That Kaido's a dragon who ate a fish fruit and can become a demon-looking human. Like, makes no sense to me, man. Dragon's Rage says, I would have Conqueror's Haki just to be a badass and not get armor. See, if you're thrown into the One Piece world, none of us would have Conqueror's Haki. Okay? Conqueror's Haki, though it's prevalent here, it's because we know all the badasses. But that's like saying, oh, if I was born in Einstein's time, I'd be Einstein. I'd have an IQ of 100 and, I'd have an IQ of 200, I'd have an IQ of 200 if I was born in this world. It's like, well, no. Because, like, pick a year, pick a time, like, pick a country, France, okay? Or Germany, or anywhere, Russia. You pick a country. And you decide you're gonna be the one, like, the greatest person in that country. Like, no. That's not fair. That's not fair, right? So, if you were born in Russia tomorrow, what would your traits be? You could have skill traits that are very strong, very powerful, armament Haki, observation Haki stuff. Conqueror's Haki is a 1 in a million shot. Or 1 in a billion, or whatever it is. It's not going to be any of us. You can't just choose. That's why I love the D&D that Rustage puts on with Tekking, Lost Paws, Too Spooky, and Briggs. Because none of them, so far, have Conqueror's Haki. None of them even have Haki by the sounds of it. And at least I'm not updated yet. I slacked off on watching the last 3 or 4 of them. So I'm on number 13 or 14. But, they started off and they were just no devil fruits, no crew, no money. It was just that's how it's done. Dragon said dragons are awesome. Dragons are awesome. Dragon's Rage will always say dragons are awesome. Dragon's Rage saying, Griever, are you saying those Kaido theories are impossible? Nothing is impossible in One Piece. No, but I think Oda not only showing us, okay, Kaido's a dragon, guys. He's not a poneglyph. And then again, showing Kaido is also not even a dragon who ate a human fruit. He ate a fish fruit. So no, he's not a poneglyph, nor is he a real dragon. But what if he's a dragon? No! How many times does Oda need to do it? Oda needs to go in the SBS and go, Kaido is 54 years old, not a dragon, not a duck, not a lizard, not a poneglyph, not this. He's a goddamn him. How many Whitebeards do you see walking around the real world? How many Charlotte Linlins? How many Blackbeards? Jesus, how many Ors? God, I know it's One Piece, but Jesus, God. Right, there's my argument. It's One Piece. Kaido's just a guy. He's just a super fucking strong guy. Maybe he's got some ancient giant blood. Maybe he doesn't. Oh, he's an Oni who ate this whole, he's an Oni who ate the Oni fruit. Or whatever. Jesus. The theories were great up until we've gotten all the answers. The answers have led us to the fact that Kaido is just a superhuman. Maybe he's got some ancient giant blood in him. Maybe he doesn't. But either way, that's where it ends, guys. He's just a goddamn guy. He's just a superhuman like Whitebeard. Solar Warrior said, yeah, that would not be fair. You would have the knowledge of hundreds of years into the future. You're basically a OP Isekai MC at that point. Exactly. Like, you just don't do that, right? Okay, guys, I'm going to take a small break. I mean, I don't need to end the stream right now. We still got some people in here, so I'm going to just check my face, use the laboratory, as we like to call it here in Canada, and then I'll be right back. Does that sound good to all you? Awesome. Cheerio. All that smashing good time. I'm just going to go heat up some bangers and mash. Actually, I do have some homemade beans. Would you like my beans? I have fantastic beans. My mother made them in a beautiful ceramic pot that I got her years ago. They're delicious. They have the sweetness with the ketchup and just mwah. I'm sorry, that's a French thing, and my accent is certainly not French. It's absolutely horrendous accent nonetheless, but still not French. French. All right. I'm done with that. Painkillers are crazy. All right, I'll be right back. Alrighty then. Let's see what people are saying. We're gonna have this last beer, and then we're gonna end the stream. Cause my face fucking hurts. No, too much. Ow, that hurt. Alright, let's see what people are saying. Solo already said the other one. Oh, yeah, I already said that. Dragon's Rage said, don't you have to have the will of a king to use Conqueror's Haki, so I'll just get it through determination and will to find One Piece if I was in One Piece. That's not exactly... Conqueror's Haki is a born trait. You can't learn it. That's already been explained. You can't learn Conqueror's Haki. It's being born with the determination of a king from birth. It's not something somebody decides. Look at Zoro. Zoro's got the will of a goddamn king. Zoro's got the will of a conqueror. But he does not have Conqueror's Haki. If he awakens it, you can prove me wrong. But to this day, he isn't... he is not. Solar Warrior said, not to mention depending on where you are, you'll most likely just be killed for being somewhat supernatural because of your witchcraft or your knowledge. Yeah, that's true too. Killed and tortured. Solar Warrior's not wrong. Look at Castlevania episode 1. Dragon's Rage said, Shanks, Kaido, or Whitebeard? Who has the cooler design? The coolest design? I like Whitebeard. Kaido's. They're all cool. Shanks is my favorite out of the three, but I think that Whitebeard looks the coolest. Shanks looks the coolest too. Man, that's difficult. Kaido looks cool too. Design-wise, Whitebeard. Because Shanks looks cool, but simplistic, you know? Like, I'm sure I probably drew it as a kid. If you were drawing any type of character and stuff, everybody drew somebody looking like Shanks. Some scars, some stubble, long hair, and some loose clothing. Everybody drew the badass. Everybody drew the Aragorn character. Viggo Mortensen looks like Shanks, for God's sakes. That's the Shanks look. Stubble, long unkept hair, got the rugged ranger look, you know, got a cloak on. He looks like Shanks. All he needs was a couple of scars and he was good to go. So, there you go. So, I think as far as unique designs go, Shanks just looks like the rugged hero. The learned, seasoned fighter. The rugged hero. Whitebeard was an unexpected piratey, but different. Whitebeard was unique. I don't think any of it. Whitebeard being this like 8 foot tall fucking, you know, crazy. Dragon's Rage said, I think Kaido has the coolest and most badass design. Listen, Kaido looks awesome. Kaido looks so cool. Like, all three look amazing. But I give it Whitebeard. It probably goes Whitebeard, Kaido, Shanks for coolest design. Because as I said before, Shanks looks amazing. But Shanks is a very classic archetype or trope that you have the rugged hero who's seen a few too many things on the battlefield. Look, you had a couple of scars. God damn it. Cut Yamcha's hair into Shanks form and put a cloak on him. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you add a couple of scars to a rugged hero face. You add a little stubble. You've got Shanks in every... Gildarts. Look at Gildarts. Gildarts is... You know, there's all those memes. Gildarts and Shanks. So, you know. Yeah, I see that. Anyways, what do you guys want to talk about before the end of the stream? I'll talk about anything. I don't care. Valkyrie related. Manga related. Everything except the fight that I had with the Urukai at Helm's Deep that left me this nasty bruised face. You know, I got him, but unfortunately, I was not one of the ones to ride out with Theoden. I stayed back and helped the women and children into the caves. Movie version, guys. Movie version. I have read the books for many years. MC Dude said, what do you think the next fight will be for Volk? Ooh, that's a good one. First off, I don't even know what the good matchups are because I don't know any of these characters, really. We know Buddha and Loki and Odin, but we don't know the other humans, really. Let me check my list. Let me check the list. Keisha Prime also asked, if you could have any one fictional item, what would it be? A lightsaber. Lightsaber. Or one of the 3 Elven rings. Let's see. Go to Valkyrie. I know I have a list. I always save that screenshot, so I would always have it. I know it's here somewhere. There it is. Okay. Let's load this bitch up. Alright. So who do we got on the list? Come on, photos, you stupid Windows program. Okay, I don't know who Quinn Shi Hong Lang is. King Leonidas, Tesla, Rasputin, Nostradamus. The next fight, I want to see. There are 3 characters on this list that I really want to see how they're going to portray them, and that is Tesla, Leonidas, and Rasputin. So I'd really like it if one of them was those. But as far as a fight, I think a great fight would be Odin versus King Leonidas. I don't see anybody else on the list that could take on Odin with any possibility of winning. But I could be wrong. But I think King Leonidas versus Odin would be a fantastic fight. Especially since Raiden versus Shiva, though it wasn't a bad fight or anything, it was sort of a downplay from the Herc Jack and, that sort of idea. So now we need to up the ante again. So now we can build up. So why don't we go 2 of the most well-known ones. Loki, I think, is going to fight Rasputin. So it could be Loki versus Rasputin. Yeah. Or some people have pointed out that Anubis versus Rasputin would also be good because one who is the incarnation of death and one who has survived death multiple times, and I'm sure they'll run with that one. I don't know who Buddha's gonna fight. I would say Buddha would have fought Adam before I saw the Zeus Adam fight. As far as Buddha goes, I have no idea who Buddha's supposed to fight on this list. It would be Adam or Jack the Ripper, honestly, and both of them have already fought. So Beelzebub, probably Nostradamus, Odin or Apollo could fight Tesla. I don't know who Susanoo is supposed to fight, but I don't know everybody on this list either. Like the Simo person, the Winter Soldier, the goddamn sniper. I have no idea who and Sakata Kintoki. I don't know who that is either. Or Quinn Shi Hung. I don't know these people. So I know all the I know all the gods. I don't know those ones. So I haven't looked them up yet. So maybe we'll maybe for the series, the reality versus Ragnarok. Maybe that's when we'll find out. Dragon Trade said, why do you think Whitebeard joined Rocks? He seemed like the odd one compared to the other Rocks members. Maybe Whitebeard thought if they conquer the world, there'd finally be peace. Maybe Whitebeard knew about the Marines. Maybe he knew about the world government. Maybe he knew that if Rocks took over, yeah, it would be anarchy, but at least the people wouldn't suffer. The people would be free. And basically, maybe he looked at the celestial dragons as worse than Rocks. Maybe. Hard to say. I have no idea why Whitebeard was on that crew. Keishan Prime says, lucky for you, lightsabers are slowly becoming reality. Yeah, but not. By the time I'm old enough to wield one, I'll have to learn sword fighting. Dragon Trade says, I can't wait to see Rasputin. It's going to be great. Dragon Trade also said, oh god, if Rasputin gets one-shot, I'm going to feel like an idiot. Rasputin is not going to get one-shotted. Rasputin's going to constantly die throughout the fight and continue to come back. That's going to be his shtick. Calling it right now. Miss Content says, I just started watching Attack on Titan, and it's really good so far. Really? I thought it was awful in the beginning. Though I think you said it's overrated. It is. So what about it wasn't really hitting for you? Eren Yeager is a terrible character. I'm not going to spoil anything. I am up to date with the manga. I'm once again not going to spoil anything. He's still not a great character. He is a one-dimensional character and I am still planning on making that video about him. Because, and it's going to be spoiler heavy, so Misk, you got to catch up before you watch that video. But a lot of people hated Eren. And then the manga happened, or, I mean, the manga was always there, and people loved Eren. And I can see why. But I can argue why against it. Anyways, point is, Eren's horrible character. And the problem is that we lead on this guy. And, Keishan Prime says, Yoda, never stop me. Alright, fair enough. I'll be 900 and learn how to use a lightsaber. I'm good with it. I'm good with it. I don't want to spoil anybody in chat. See, one of the major points that I want to talk about that really... Attack on Titan wasn't that bad in the beginning. The problem with it being overrated is that at the time, everything was goddamn apocalyptic zombie survival. Walking Dead, Last of Us, Attack on Titan. Fucking, why did every single major thing streaming need to be, oh, the world is ending, small group of humans trying to fight the power? Every single fucking thing on, whether it was TV, anime, manga, video games, didn't matter what media form you had, it was zombie apocalypse. And it was getting, yeah, the zombies are Titans, the zombies are the Walking Dead, the zombies are the things in The Last of Us. It didn't matter. At the end of the day, it was just the same fucking story. Not saying Last of Us, great. Walking Dead, that is an overrated show. But Last of Us was still great and stuff, but I was sick and tired. Like, you know how the vampire craze went? Like, the vampires were all 2002 to like 2010. It was all about vampires. Eventually, everybody was sick of vampires. The new thing was the zombie apocalypse. The new thing after 2010 was the zombie apocalypse. And I just got sick of it. I was into video games, I was into anime, manga, books, etc., and everywhere I looked, it was that shit. So by the time I got to Attack on Titan, I was like, no, I am done with this whole survival. I'm done with the emotion. Like, I've already seen it. It's cookie cutter at this point to me. It felt cookie cutter. Now, finally, I managed to go back and read the manga after that zombie craze died. And I started to read the manga, and I realized, okay, it's not just the animation. This is actually pretty good. It's pretty good horror. It's pretty good for what it is. And I started reading it. But there is some points that I don't want to spoil anybody that I brought up in the first arc, or the second arc. I'm not sure how the arcs work in Attack on Titan. That I was just like, this makes no sense. And it's the catalyst for everything that happens later. And I'm like, I remember rereading a certain chapter when a big reveal happened, like 6 times. And I remember going back and trying to find a different a scan to make sure I hadn't missed a page. Because to this day, it makes 0 sense. And it's the catalyst for the rest of the series. And it's just, oh. It's like, put it to you this way, without spoiling anything for Attack on Titan, this would be like if Shanks shows up in chapter 1001 and tells Luffy what the One Piece is. That is the equivalent. Okay, that's a little far. bit of an exaggeration, but not that bad. An analogy of like so left field. I was like, what? Why? What? 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 Like, I seriously could not contemplate. Up to that point, it was okay. And then everything I read after that, I kept questioning, like, why? Why did they do that? Why? 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 So that's about as spoiler-free as I can get. Dragon said, I still don't get why Attack on Titan is considered a shonen. Yeah, it shouldn't be. Solar Warrior said, yeah, I don't like Eren. Yeah. Nobody liked Eren. Now everybody likes Eren, but I can argue why he's still the same Eren. Everybody's just been basically, like, Attack on Titan basically put these, like, goggles on so you see Eren in a certain way, like, fundamentally, and he looks so great. But if you take those glasses off, you realize he's still the same Eren. Dragon's Rage seems like a seinen to me. It's like a combo. Solar Warrior said, Eren reminds me of John from Unordinary. Never read it. Dragon's Rage says, don't you notice in those zombie shows they refuse to say the word zombie? Because zombie is a copyrighted term. I believe. Zombie's copyrighted. By somebody who like bought the word and you need to pay them a certain amount of royalties, and people just don't want to do that. Like even High School of the Dead was around this time. Another good show, but once again, zombie apocalypse. High School of the Dead had them. They called them them instead of zombies. This content says, I've seen a video titled Why Eren Hasn't Changed, so I assume him not actually changing is important to the plot. See, I don't want to spoil you, miss, because once again, it's not a bad manga. I thought it was going to be some generic 5 out of 10 shit. I believe in my video, when I binged it, in my binge video, I hope you didn't watch it yet because it spoils. I believe it was about a 7.5. Like, I was like, I can easily give this a 7. It was way more enjoyable and way more impactful, but Eren is a shitty character. He is not a good character. It's the same reason why Naruto is not that bad. Naruto is about a 7.5 manga for me. It's a 7 out of 10. Because Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura are the worst fucking characters. They're terrible characters. But there is great storylines, great characters in Naruto with great storylines. Naruto, like as a manga as a whole, Naruto has some very excellent 10 out of 10 points. But the main cast is trash. And in the same way, you go to Attack on Titan, when your MC is terrible and makes no sense, yeah. Dragon's Rage said, who owns the copyright to the word zombie? I just heard that through the grapevine. I don't know if there's any truth to it, man. I just know that after about 2000 and like it was early 2000s, all of a sudden the word zombie stopped being used a lot. And then I've noticed that almost every fiction that comes out never uses the word zombie for zombies. Cold Bodies, Them, Walking Dead, Corpses, Living Skeleton, Undead, Ghouls. They never use zombie anymore. So I heard through the grapevine that somebody actually bought the term and now they have to pay them royalties if they want to use it. And people got around that so easily. Somebody's like, haha, I spent $1 billion to get the term zombie. It'll be well worth it when they're all paying me royalties. Meanwhile, 2010 through 2018 goes by with all these zombie movies and nobody uses it. Dragon's Rage says, Attack on Titan opening 1 is fire though. Miss Content says season 2 opening is really good too. I have never watched an episode. I've never seen it. Maybe I'd have a better appreciation for it. But I thought the manga did a stellar job at the choreography, and I know the animation is fire. But ever since One Punch Man, I have tried to go back to the source material and see if it's that good. Because great animation can make a decent story amazing to people. If you gave One Punch Man or Attack on Titan animation to a 5 out of 10 manga, it becomes an 8.5 anime overnight, based because of fight scenes. And that isn't right. That's not fair. Because the story is still a 4 to 5 out of 10. The characters are still a 4 to 5 out of 10. The plot is still crap. I could like you know that great video that was going around a long time, the stick the stick figures, you know, the hangman sort of idea, the stick fighters doing this crazy. That was great animation, right? It was really well done. It's like fantastic. But once again, that was pure animation. Praise the animation, 10 out of 10. Well, what do you like about the characters? What do you like about the story? What do you like about the main plot, the subplots? What do you like about anything else outside of the animation? What makes this 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10? You know, ever since studios like Madhouse and stuff, which can't blame them for doing fantastic work, but they take, in my opinion, they boost people into believing that these stories are in their top 10 of all time. But in 10 years' time, in 15 years' time, people will look back on things like One Punch Man, Demon Slayer, all these these well animated shows, and they'll look back and go, Demon Slayer was like a 6. One Punch Man was like a 7, maybe 7.5. You know, these same people that are praising it as the greatest thing since sliced bread. And it's all due to the hype, the animation, and the art style. Look at Murata. Murata is the reason One Punch Man is popular. Solar Warrior says, John is basically Eren, but even more OP in his series, not even joking, and everyone loves John. I consider that fan base stupidly toxic. Whoever does not like John gets hated by the majority of the fandom. Well, I'm glad I'm not an unordinary fan, if that's the case. Dragon's Rage says, I think Eren is meant to be a shonen character thrown into a seinen. A little bit, yeah. Yeah, and then they try to turn him into a seinen character throughout the series, and it just does not work. Because he's already a shonen character, as you pointed out, Dragon. Misk says, imagine attacking people and simping over a character named John. Well, John Connor was a thing. I mean, he sort of saved us from Judgment Day. I mean, we're not all dead yet, and it's 2020. Meanwhile, nukes slowly just past the window. I mean, John and his mother saved us from Judgment Day and the Terminators. So I think, I would simp over a character named John. If it was John ended by Connor. But I simp more for Kyle Reese anyways. Kyle Reese is the best character in the Terminator franchise. Him and Sarah Connor. Those parents are way more badass than their son. Well, I got half a beer left. I'm surprised I kept like 6 or 7 people in this stream, honestly. Though, you know what I'm disappointed by? I had like 15 in here at one small point. There was a small window. And still only 4 likes. Such a shame. I now know how Nux Taku feels in a very small dosage. He's like, half the people that watch my videos are not subscribed. Even though that dude's got like over 1 million subscribers. He's like, yeah, but like literally half of the people who watch my videos don't subscribe. Every single time. And he's just like, why aren't you liking? Why aren't you subscribing? Let's go. You know? So I feel that pain. I feel it. Dragon Rage said, "Don't let a fan base stop you from reading a series. Unordinary is a good series." I thought that was like a webtoon. See, people tell me to read like Solo Leveling and fucking Tower of what is that? What is Nia D. Hemmings called? Tower of Mid. Tower of Mid. Yeah. No, I'm good. I tried to read The God of High School like 5 times. The premise sounds so good, but my God, I can't do it. And I read webtoons. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make a video. The webtoons I read, and you guys will notice they're all romance. I only read romance ones. I read like Sirens Lemnet. I read Let's Play. I read Midnight Poppy. I read Age Matters. I think that's sort of it. I tried to read Croaking. I think that's one about the gay crows or whatever. But I sort of fell off that one. But yeah. Dranger said, it is a webtoon. Oh, there you go. It is a webtoon. MC Dude says, I'd give one some credit too for One Punch Man. I mean, he created it, so yeah, he gets a bunch of credit. I'm crediting the popularity with Murata and the anime, not one. You know, one did not make One Punch Man popular. None of the popularity goes to him. The credit for creating it goes to him, but the popularity is Murata's fantastic artwork and the hype from the anime and the animation based it on. And then people got into it. And then people read the webcomic, you know. MC said 2 out of 3 of his series went on to get adaptations and become big hits. Once again, 2 out of 3. He wrote 3. Mob Psycho, One Punch Man, and that other one. But once again, Mob Psycho, was that not also taken in by like a super anime studio? Just saying, like I'm not trying to diss on one here, but like I'm trying to say that the popularity, the reason it's like people are like One Punch Man is the greatest series of all time. If it was still a webcomic, nobody would say it. That's all I'm saying. Miss Kunta says, as far as I can tell, like 1 out of 100 webtoons are actually really good. Yeah, I've read a lot of, like, I've read like 30 or 40 webtoons, and I stuck to like 4. They're all romance ones because they're good, and I don't get enough of that in my classic shonens. So I have to read webtoons to get my romance bub vibing. And ironically, because my wife says I don't do romance well, and I guess it's sort of true. It is, like, I think like I do the classic things like a romantic night dinner and I cook her a meal and stuff like that, and she doesn't think that's unromantic. I bring her flowers every time I go to the airport. I stop at the grocery store. I get her a bouquet of roses or something like that, and I always greet her with a bouquet of roses at the airport every time. Like, I do those simple gestures, but like in a day in and day out way, I don't think I'm as romantic as as I'd like to be in those webtoons. But I find the girls in anime and manga and webtoons, they're more like, they're like, oh, he's a little uncomfortable or he's a little introverted. So the moment he grabs my hand, that's the biggest romantic gesture he could ever make because he's out of his comfort zone. Like, anime girls are super easy to romance, you know, compared to real life women, you know. If like the shit I did for my wife, if she was an anime girl, she'd already be married with like 1,900 kids and have married me like 18 times by now, you know, because they're just so blown away by the simple, most classic romantic gestures, it seems. But once again, I'm a sap, so I like those stories. Solo Warrior says Tower of God, God of High School. Yeah, don't like either one. Miss Content says you should read Helper. It's kind of like Bleach. It's got really stylized art, well-written characters, and some really cool fights. Scam Bully Reviews did a video on it, and so did I. But he does a better job of selling the series. Alright, I mean, is it a webtoon? I imagine it's a webtoon. But Helper. Alright, I mean, I'm always open to trying something. Like, I always give something, like, with manga, I give them, like, 5 to 10 chapters. If they can't sell me in 5 to 10 chapters, then, you know, what are you doing? With, for example, Samurai 8. Samurai 8, the Kishimoto fail, was, you know, I got so much hate on that video, but then the series got canceled, like, half a year later, or a year later, so I'm like, clearly wasn't wrong. People hated that series. I called it from day one, because if you put up 90 pages, let's be generous and call that 3 chapters when it's more. But let's be generous and call it 3 chapters. He put up 90 pages in the first chapter, and I read 5 chapters, and then I said no. So, you know, people think the 5 to 10 rule or the 1 to 3 or whatever is crap, but I think I saved myself a lot of headaches by dropping Kishimoto Samurai 8 after like 4 or 5 chapters. Because chapter 1 was already 3 to 5 chapters. And if you didn't like it then, how are you supposed to like it after? Well, no, I gave him a shot. Solar Warrior says, yeah, I don't get it. People are saying an OP character is shit, and that's why I hate this anime, but then you love One Punch Man. Yeah, that's a problem. See, an OP character done right is Escanor. Escanor is done right. Escanor is a good OP character. I would argue Saitama's actually not a badly done OP character, given his personality traits. Tatsumaki is a badly broken character, but Saitama, not so much. Solar Warrior also said, I love God of High School and Tower of God, but the anime just shitted all over them. Didn't check them out, so wouldn't know. Feel bad for you though, man. Dragon's Rage said, since you said you could draw somewhat, maybe you could draw the thumbnail for one of your videos as an experiment. I haven't drawn in about 6 years. Maybe I could draw something. I'd have to relearn my skills though. Like that would probably take about 3 to 6 months, and then I could probably draw a few thumbnails. Why not? I mean, put it to you this way. My character drawings are better than One's. How's that sound? They're a step up from One's. They're not manga quality, but they're a step up from One's. I could probably show you guys a few... do I have them here? I might have a few. I might have some old drawings here. What do we got here? That's company shit. That's Pokemon cards. What's that? I don't know. What's this? That's cards. More cards. Nope. But things fell out. Yeah, no, I don't know where my drawings are. Where are my drawings? Should be there. Up there? Oh, well, sorry guys, I can't show you. I did a lot of like tracing and redesigning when I was a teenager, like I would trace, like I'd take a manga panel and I'd trace like the outline of the character design so I could get the hands and stuff right. But then I would draw my own features and stuff on them. I did a lot of that work. But it helped me to draw properly later on. So who knows? But yeah, let's see. Solar Warrior said, one action webtoons, the females are usually really good. They're badass and don't focus on the romance too much or at all. But dude, I like romance. Romance is part of the thing, man. Miss Contest says, yeah, it's a webtoon that's very popular in Korea, but relatively unknown in the West. Okay, help her. I'll remember that. Solar Warrior said, at Miss Content, what webtoons are you referring to? Though most webtoons are like that to my knowledge. Dragon's says, Kuba did a better job at starting another series. Yeah, Kuba did a really good job compared to Kishimoto. He says also, Griever, why did you bring up Escanor? Now I miss him again. We all miss Escanor, man. We all miss Escanor. Solar Warrior said, I said this before, the anime of Got a High School covered 180 chapters and 13 episodes and basically did the redraws like One Punch Man does in the anime form. It was so bad. I'll take your word for it. Yeah. We don't do redos. No, we're not getting into it. One Punch Man, Murata should not be allowed to do that. That broke his integrity for me. Should not be allowed to do that. If you wanted to redraw it, why'd you release it? There's no physical way. If he draws a chapter and says, and puts to the side and says, nope, I might redraw that later or might redo the entire thing, page for page. How did it get on the internet? How did it get typed? How did it get translated? You know why? Because he sent it out. The moment he sends it out, I don't care about this volume argument. He sent it out. Did somebody come into the night? Ha-ha! 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 Scan late. On a printer? No. He sent them out. If Murata drew them and sent them out, it's on him. He has to live with it. Like every other mangaka gets published weekly. You publish something, you miss a line, you miss something, sorry, it's done. It's published. You can correct it in the volume, but these are the pages, and this is what is printed. If he chooses to let that go out into the public and on the internet, he does not get the right to then redraw it or redo it or retell it in any format. That's just the way he breaks integrity with that, and I don't like it. I lost so much respect for Murata. Solar Warrior says, Tower of God covered like 70 chapters in 13 episodes. Yeah. Like, how are you supposed to do that? MC Dude said, I wonder how many other popular series are out there where the source material is less expensive than the manga anime adaptations. I'm sure there are plenty of them, MC Dude. I'm sure there is. Solar Warrior said, so the people who love the series and hyped it up look stupid since the animes only had the anime to go by. Yeah, and that's really unfortunate. I will give you that. That is super unfortunate, you know. MC Dude said, usually the source is big and the adaptation trims things down. Yeah, that's true. Dragon's Rage says later. And later, man. Well, we're ending the stream anyway. So, perfect timing. My face hurts like a motherfucker. And we're slowly dropping views and stuff like that anyway. So thank you guys so much for coming out. This stream was now an extra 49 minutes of Shuumatsu no Valkyrie content. Yeah, totally. But no, seriously, thank you to everybody who came out. I really appreciate it. Thank you everyone for focusing more on the stuff and not on my face. You know, it really hurts, and you know, that's what accidents do. You know, you break your face, you pick yourself up, you know. So, yeah, and unfortunately, that was weird. Talking like that really sucks. Anyways, yeah, so like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Appreciate it. Sorry the stream was not as crazy as sometimes, but I'm healing, and I'm doped up on painkillers. So what are you going to do? I already said like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, I already said everything. Definitely drink responsibly. Yeah, totally. Do that. Drink responsibly. All right, so we'll see you guys later. Dragon said later. MC Dude said have a good night. And Miss Kanta says stream was great. Looking forward to the next one. Perfect. Drink responsibly as always, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget, drinking and driving is never a good idea. Always drink responsibly and find another way home, especially during this holiday season. We don't need more crap in 2020. All right, see you guys next time. Peace out.